If you are
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
Even empty backfield out of the gun. Setting in the pocket. Firing for the end zone. Williams, touchdown! What a throw and what a catch! Even empty backfield.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Kenols wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities, from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bank West has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bank West for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities. With locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Antler is the biggest antler buyer in our region. Tony and Derek pay cash all year long for antlers and horns. Deer, elk, moose, and sheep can be cash in your pocket. They'll come to you too. Find them on Dakota Antlers LLC or online at dakotaantlers.com. You can also give them a call to set up an appointment. Call Derek at 605-360-3749 or Tony at 605-730-0108. Dakota Antler, a proud supporter of all local athletics and activities.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
The best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh, why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
We can totally do this ourselves.
That hurt. And there are epic moments.
This'll be epic!
Yeah, that was awesome. When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics.
Hi, Doc. My knee.
We'll help you move forward so you can tell the story.
Shoulder, my elbow.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
In today's ever-changing housing market, you need a proactive mortgage lender who can guide you through every turn of the process, from your loan application all the way to closing. Jessica Jonkuk with First National Bank in Pierre is dedicated to providing that level of service to her customers and making your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call Jessica today at 605-201-5254 or visit firstnationalbanks.com to learn more. First National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Synergy Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
Starting a John Deere dealership during the Depression took guts and vision.
but C.J. Grossenberg was determined to help the community. He supplied more than equipment. He supplied a better way of life for his neighbors. Today, the family business is still going strong, because round here, Grossenberg proves our values to our community every day. Grossenberg Implement is celebrating 85 years and is fourth-generation family-owned and operated.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the Central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Queens, live ticket, overhead door, Ranky Gray Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City, Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Shuffle Buying Agency. Governor Football is brought to you by Dakota Mart, Avera Health, Fisher Rounds and Associates Insurance and Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, the May Adam Law Firm, American Bank and Trust, Pierre Regional Airport, Nystrom Electrical Contracting, Access Health Fort Pierre, and the Corner Station. And Governor Football is brought to you in part by Oahe Federal Credit Union, TMA, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Gators Pizza, Pasta, and Subs, Regnerado, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, the Lariat Lanes, the Rancota Hotel and Conference Center, Ferding Electric, and Bauman Lumber. These special in-game sponsors bring you Governor Football. The Hughes County Jail, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of here in Gettysburg, Hermanson Entadavis, Cowboy Country Stores, Gales Gas Service, and Bauman Lumber.
Now, here, Governor Football.
Well, a very good Friday night, everybody. A night of high school football for the Pierre Governors coming your way tonight. We're at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field as the Governors play their home opener after a season opening victory in shutout fashion at Aberdeen Central 32-0 last weekend. The Governors welcome in the old rival, the Brookings Bobcats, here tonight. We welcome you, and we're glad to have you aboard alongside Sean Lewis, who will join us in just a little bit. Heather Williams will run the show in studio, and we are live video streaming, of course, with the help of our friends at Live Ticket. Caleb Brozick on site here at the stadium on camera duty as well. I'm Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. Looking forward to this home opener. A lot of people have been anticipating this. We expect a big crowd despite a little too warm for football type of a night. Temperatures up into the upper 80s, low 90s it'll be by game time. It's humid out there. It's not the kind of night you really want to play football, but who cares? We're in an air-conditioned press box. We're doing just fine up here on the top top level at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Going to have some fun tonight. Governors are getting ready again to see if they can pitch another shutout, I think, defensively first off. And I think as we turn to Coach Sean Lewis to talk about what we expect tonight, Coach, last week with all the good things we saw offensively, it was the defense that really, I think a lot of people expected good things from. Did we expect a shutout? I don't know, but that's what you got. And I think the defense will continue to be really the spurring influence, I think, for the Governor's success this year.
Yeah, I know. With the defense that we have and the returners, I mean, we're going to be competitive in every game. And, you don't necessarily go into every game thinking that it's going to be a shutout, but when you practice all week long, I mean, you're practicing and expecting and talking about getting that shutout because you're just preparing to the best of your abilities. And I think so far through the week, that's what the guys in green have done.
And whether you get a shutout or not, as long as you win the game, I guess that's obviously the only thing that matters. You're playing, however, the Governors are playing a team in Brookings that has really had to kind of revamp their lineup. All of their skilled positions players and some of their better defensive players graduated last year. Pretty much everybody in their backfield is brand new. In fact, one young man who had a nice game at Watertown, although in a shutout loss, was injured in practice this week. So they really have a youth movement going, and even talking with Coach Brady Clark, they're going to be a work in progress this season. So the Governors know they just need to go out and probably take care of business, and things will kind of take care of themselves here tonight.
Absolutely. From the Brookings Bobcats, you're going to see that 3-4 defensive look. They're going to play a lot of cover two, and it's just kind of their defensive scheme that they're not going to get out of very much. It's going to be hard to get them out of that. But on the offensive side, that's where things are going to look a little bit different for them. You're going to see a little bit of the traditional with the double wing type look, and then they've been spreading it out. They've been throwing even a quads look in, so they've got a variety, and I think they're just trying to find their identity with this young crew.
Yeah, especially with a sophomore quarterback. They may need to get a little creative tonight. We'll see how it goes, but of course the Governors have to go out and execute their game plan and execute all of the plays. That'll be the recipe for a hopeful victory here in their home opener tonight. Let's open with a 3-minute timeout, and we'll get into the pregame show. Pregame is brought to you by Bank West for the best in Pierre and surrounding cities throughout South Dakota. We've got plenty to talk about with keys to success, talking with both head coaches tonight. We'll take a look at the 11AA schedule and our first look at power rankings and things like that. Of course, we've got starting lineups and more, all coming up in the Bank West pregame show in 3 minutes as you listen to Pierre Governor Football on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, and live streaming with live ticket on our website, drgnews.com, and the River 92.7 page.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility, considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide! Going! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good you are, working with a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail and be a part of their team, log on at hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions are available. Go Govs from the employees of the Hughes County Jail.
Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. You just heard from the Hughes County Jail, who has a great team that you can join if you are interested in helping them out with the things that they do. But they also give us a place to sit at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field up in the upper level of the press box, sitting right at about the 50 or the eastern 45, 46-yard line. That's our vantage point. You get a great view of it when you watch this one at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page with our live ticket video feed. A great view from the Hughes County Jail press box, as we again thank them for giving us a spot to sit and give you Governor football here on River 92.7. Take a quick look at what's going on in Class 11 AA. Last weekend, among 11 teams in the class, 7 of them came away with victories. There were 4 teams that lost. Pierre with a win over Aberdeen Central. T-Area with a 1-point win over Huron, both 1-0. Yankton shut out Mitchell, and Watertown with a shutout win over Brookings, who we'll see here tonight. Otherwise, Sturgis had a win over Rapid City Central. Spearfish beat St. Thomas More, and Douglas got a win over the Belle Fourche Bronx last week in the Black Hills Conference too. So those teams are 1-0 with Aberdeen, Huron, Mitchell, and Brookings searching for their first win. Still early in the season, of course. Along with the Governors hosting Brookings tonight, big game has Aberdeen Central at T-Area. That'll be a kind of a telltale game. See where Aberdeen is, see where maybe T-Area is as well. Huron, meanwhile, who took T-Area to the limit, almost came up with an upset win in the first week. Last week, they're hosting the Watertown Arrows. Mitchell goes out to Sturgis to tangle with the Scoopers. Yankton will host Spearfish tonight. That's another game that is worth several eyes on that one. Should be interesting to see where Spearfish is at, as they have really come a long way. Yankton might be the consensus, maybe, after last week's events, the second best team in Class 11 AA, according to prognosticators. One game tomorrow has Douglas playing in the Rushmore Bowl at Rapid City Stevens tomorrow night. 11 AAA schedule has O'Gorman at Roosevelt tonight at the Wood. That's the first game of 2. Sioux Falls, Washington hosts tangles with Sioux Falls, Jefferson. Also tomorrow, Harrisburg is at Brandon Valley, and then also in Rapid City, Sioux Falls, Lincoln plays at Rapid City Central with that Douglas and Stevens game. Other games in Central South Dakota tonight. Stanley County is at Dupree. The Buffaloes off to a 2-0 start in 9AA, playing the Tigers on KGFX AM tonight. White River plays at Jones County. That's our KPLO FM game. On KMLO, Harriet Selby area goes out to Lemon McIntosh to play the Cowboys, and our game on Star 99 featuring the Mobridge Pollock Tigers. They play tomorrow afternoon hosting the Wagner Red Raiders. Other games featuring area teams. Sully Buttes went to Sunshine Bible this afternoon, and we'll get you a score on that later on. Faulkton playing at Potter County. Miller Highmore Herald will host Scotland Minnow in 11B tonight, and Lyman is at Kadoka out west this evening in the Western Great Plains Conference. That's some games that are going on. We'll give you scores of those and plenty more. Sully Buttes did defeat Sunshine Bible Academy today 62-32 as they get their first win in 3 tries this season. That's a look around 11 AA and Central South Dakota high school football on a football Friday night coming up here this evening. Governors and Bobcats about 15-20 minutes away from kickoff here, and we've got plenty more to talk about. Let's pause for 3 minutes, and our keys to success are coming up next. Before we send you to break, we remind you on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who celebrates being a part of a team, especially this Labor Day holiday weekend, please remember to to buckle up every trip, every time from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Back in 3 minutes with head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
All right, time to chat with Coach Steve Steele on our keys to success of game number 2 coming up. The Governor's home opener, they'll take on the Brookings Bobcats. We talk about game number 1 at Aberdeen Central, a 32-0 shutout, Coach. And I think everybody gets hit by the graduation bug. I think you feel that a little bit, but you certainly were able to retool, and we saw the effects of that. But I think the one thing that people are really going to have to take up notice with the Governors is the defense and the way they're playing, prone to big plays in the past, but that doesn't look like the case so much this year.
Yeah, no, they locked it down from the get-go. I think they had one play over 20 yards, and the rest of them, I think they finished under just over 100 yards or so. So really just a long, concerted effort from the defense to remain focused and continue to keep them out of the end zone and to continue to get them off the field. I think that really snowballed the game as it went on, and, even when we weren't scoring on offense, we still held on to the ball and put drives together. So I think their ability to get off the field was huge.
And even offensively, it's an efficient kind of a game that we're going to see. And you certainly had to like what you saw from the quarterback and from every other position on the field.
Yeah, it was definitely a very good first game for a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball. I think we're hoping to stretch those gains that were 6, 7, and 8 yards into, double that and get to that last guy as opposed to one away from that last guy that we were the most part. But at the same point, we were very happy with the patience and the grit that they showed to put together some very, very long drives that, we didn't have to do that a whole lot in the past. And when we did, we got bigger chunk plays, so 90-plus yard drives are hard to come by, and it was really good to see them do it.
And you had 2 of those against a really good team that could be, causing problems for other teams later in the year.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting week to see them play T down. I think they're down in T this week, so that should be a big game for the AA radar. And I definitely don't feel they're a bad team by any means, and I think it was a very, very good opponent.
Got a Brookings team coming in off of a shutout loss at Watertown. Looks like a team that's really, talk about being bit by the graduation bug. This team is very, very young, and it looks like a little inexperienced too.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, a lot of things go in waves. They graduated a phenomenal senior class last year, a lot of really good football players, and they've got some good football players. They're just young football players, and with young football players come mistakes. And I think some of the strength that you get when they kind of grow up into the man that they become as a senior, or some of them junior if you're lucky. They're still the same Brookings team in the sense that they're going to line up where they need to line up. They're going to be very disciplined in what they do. They're just going to be a little bit younger and a little smaller.
It's really about execution when you're playing against a team like that. Sure, you're going to have a little bit of experience on your side. That'll be an advantage, but it's certainly, you never take a team for granted, but it's too early in the season to do that anyway.
Yeah, and especially with a young team. I mean, if you take a young team for granted and let them stay in it, then they can find that belief in themselves and find a way to win a game. So we can't afford to let our guard down for a second, slip up on the focus or execution, and it's just got to be, a business game for us, just like they all do.
They lost a game 33-0 at Watertown, but that was a halftime score, and the second half they must have stepped it up pretty good on defense.
Yeah, and really a lot of that was the second quarter. Watertown returned the opening kick, and then Brookings, after their first offensive series, had a punt blocked and returned to the 1-yard line. So, essentially they spotted them 14 points, and really their defense played very well the rest of the game for the most part. I think they had a big run and a big pass that were 2 of the other 3 touchdowns. So, really just one drive for Watertown. Otherwise Brookings D did a good job. And offense, especially offenses, we talked about it last week in the post game, they're always going to be slower to get going because the timing is so much more important on the offensive side. And when then you add in a young offense, I think that just kind of exponentially increases that, they just need some time and some repetitions, and we expect them to be a week better.
All right, keys to success against the Bobcats.
Biggest thing is just going to be discipline. When you play this style of an offense, you've got to trust your eyes and not trust your heart or anything else that you're thinking, oh, maybe he'll do this. You've just got to go with what you see and play hard downhill football. And offensively, again, we've got to finish those plays. We've got to turn those 6 and 7s into 17, 20, and 40s. So hopefully we can finish our big plays on offense and then, prevent those on defense.
All right, Coach, first time against in front of the home crowd. Go have a good time, all right?
Thank you.
Steve Steele, the Governor head coach. His coach's comments and keys to success in our pregame are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. And we'll step aside here from Central Dakota Eye Care, and we are back with Brady Clark, the head coach of the Brookings Bobcats. His keys to success continue next in our Governor football pregame.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
All right, our keys to success continue with Brady Clark, the head coach of the Brookings Bobcats. Coach, week 1, a 33-0 loss at Watertown. I think 11 AA and a lot of teams really lost an awful lot.
to graduation last year. I think your team, especially in the skill positions, no exception. Watertown might have had maybe the best player in 11 AA back, and Juven Hudson was a bit of a problem, but I think just starting out last week, you found out where you're at and where you need to go from here.
Yeah, week one, we knew where we're sitting with our youth and lack of experience. Not to use that as an excuse, but it is the reality of it. And it was a big eye-opener for us to see where guys are at and where they're comfortable at and things like that. And it was just a big eye-opener for us and for us to learn about our guys and our team in general and see where we're at. It was a tough one. 33-0 is definitely not how we want to start the season. They got up on us early with the 14-0, and before you knew it, it was 26-0 at the end of the first. And since then we only allowed 7 points. And at halftime, we challenged them in the locker room. How you respond to this matters, and just like anything in life. And I thought we did a nice job sticking together through some adversity and coming out second half and playing a lot more sound football. And defensively, we stopped them. We held them 0 points, and offensively, we're able to get some things going. We just want to obviously continue to build off that.
Absolutely. Good stuff. I think especially on that defensive side of things, you've got some senior leaders back now, but looking at a Pierre team that looked real good in Aberdeen, obviously it doesn't get any easier this week.
No, it's Pierre's always very well coached, and one thing you see with successful programs year to year is you got players that just they want it every year, and it's a new year, it's a new season, and watching their film, it's just they've got guys that they finish with start, and they've got excitement, and they do the little things right, and like I said, Pierre very well coached, and they had a great game against Aberdeen, and got to expect them to come out firing on all cylinders and ready to play football. So for us, like I said, we just we want to see us continue to take positive steps in growth, and that's our goal, and I know we will. And about what that looks like, is we're going to see a lot tonight with that, and I'm just excited for the opportunity for our guys and to learn and grow from a very good football program.
Yeah, and you see things maybe in film study that you don't see with other teams, I guess. But keys to success, you're looking at maybe certainly limiting big plays. Obviously, you want to hang on to the football as long as you can too.
Yeah. We have 4 keys we talked about. Win the turnover margin, don't miss tackles. We also, on the other end, need to be breaking tackles, making those plays. Explosive plays, eliminating them on defense and trying to make them on offense. And then at the end of the day, it's all up to the big guys up front, man. If we can control the line of scrimmage, and that will pay big dividends for us. So
yeah, and I think other than that, just continue to try to grow together as a team, especially with some of that youth movement you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely, and with that it comes with leadership from the players. And coaches, we have that, but when you can get players that are big time leaders, it helps us as coaches not have to necessarily focus on that all the time and focus more on the coaching aspect. So we're just growing, and guys have been stepping up even since last Friday. So just like I said, excited for the opportunity of growth for our guys, and as long as we can learn from failures and continue to grow, we'll be okay.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck against the Govs, all right?
Hey, thanks for having me.
That's Brady Clark of the Brookings Bobcats. Head coach and keys to success are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Starting lineups coming up. Both teams are out onto the field. They're getting ready to line up for our national anthem, which will be played presumably by the Pierre Pep Band. We've got starting lineups and your game officials still to come as well. And then, of course, kickoff coming not too far away. The Governor home opener coming back, and our Bank West pregame continues with our Envirotech starting lineups after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Smart grocery shopping takes a little bit of TLC. Dakota Mart and Pierre is thrifty, local, and convenient. Do your grocery shopping upstairs. Spacious aisles filled with savings. And shop sporting goods in the lower level. Apparel and footwear for the entire family. Brand names that include Columbia, Outdoor Research, and Adidas. Hunting and fishing gear, bait and equipment, and guns. Stop by Dakota Mart Gas and save up to 20 cents per gallon every day. Thrifty, local, convenient. Dakota Mart in Pierre, your hometown neighborhood market.
Hey, Barbie Buick, how are you?
I'm running great. My owner treats me like a queen. In fact, we just got back from the Corner Station Ultimate Car Wash, and I feel terrific. I'm all shiny again.
Well, that's great. But my driver won't spend all day there.
But that's the best thing. I was out in no time. But what I like most is that their car wash is environmentally friendly.
Where's this place again?
It's on the corner of Pleasant and Euclid, just up the road from the train trestle.
Treat your car to the Corner Station Car Wash on Euclid and Pleasant and Pierre.
Bank West pregame continues. The Governors are Bobcats looking to get their week number 2 of the football season going here very shortly. We'll take a look at the Envirotech starting lineups in this one, starting with the Pierre Governors and guys that we got to know pretty well last week, starting with Cade Kaiser, the senior quarterback. Behind him, Brock Mosier, the starting tailback, the senior at 175. We'll see a lot of Trey Lewis back there in the backfield as well. George Stalley starts outside at one senior wide receiver. Tyan Buss gets the start tonight as well. 170-pound Sturgis transfer. Keenan Scott will get plenty of routes tonight as well, as those two tend to alternate and will be throughout much of the season. 2 tight ends, and both good ones, as we found out, including the newcomer Cooper Terwilliger, the freshman 210-pounder, 6'5" he stands, and of course 6'4", 215, the senior Jet Zabel. He of the 10 catches last week. Actually, right now, Jet Zabel is just 34 catches away from the becoming the career leader in Pierre High School, and that's probably destined to fall this season. As we take a look at the offensive line, the center is Zayden Rounds, a junior, at 250. The tackle tonight going to be Ty Michael, the junior, at 210. He steps in and takes the place of Matthew Coverdale, who suffered a knee injury and is out for the season, unfortunately, from that game a week ago in Aberdeen. The guards include Lucas Coleman on the outside at 265, a senior, Matthew Brewer, an inside guard, 240 in the senior, and the nub guard near the center is Jacob Mikkinen, a junior, at 235. Defensively, on the nose in the down lineman, it'll be Austin Longdo, the big 330-pound senior. E.J. Bucci and Emmett Anderson are the defensive tackles. Bucci, a junior, Anderson, the senior. Talented group of linebackers include senior Titan Winkler, junior Trevor Rounds. Also seniors Trey Lewis and Lucas Chamberlain, the middle linebacker Chance Sarda, the senior, with Spencer Schonsberg and Carson Stoser, the junior cornerback. Schonsberg is senior, and also Spencer Eastland, the senior, at free safety. For the Pierre Governors and their head coach Steve Steele, assistant coaches Matt Thorson, Scott Nye, Adam Spohr, Dan Machachok, Jeff Schleckaway, Brevin Kaiser, Duncan Trow, Josh Schleisner, and Ryan Royer. The starting lineups for the Governors are brought to you by Envirotech. Let's hear from them, and we'll meet the Brookings Bobcats when we come back with more Pierre Governor football.
Join the family at Envirotech in Pierre. They're a community-based business, and they're seeking a route driver with or without a CDL certification and will train and help you with the investment of gaining your CDL. Earn a $7,500 sign-on bonus plus a $3,200 annual safety bonus. Wages start at $18 an hour or more depending on experience. Full benefits after 60 days. If you are energetic, self-directed, and are looking for a great long-term place to be, Envirotech is the place. Apply at wasteconnections.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Now for the Brookings Bobcats, the Envirotech starting lineups. They start with, again, a lot of youth in the backfield, or inexperience, we should at least say. Jones Huntemer is a sophomore quarterback at 165 pounds. Behind him, a senior fullback in Ethan Houtman, who goes 190. Austin Anderson is a 175-pound senior running back, and Gavin Hamrick, a sophomore at 185. Hamrick takes the place of Will Conrad, a talented and shifty 150-pound junior who was injured in practice after having a pretty nice ball game at Watertown, albeit in the losing cause a week ago. Dougie Thomas is a junior receiver at 165. The center anchoring the line for the Bobcats is Tane Friedrich, a junior at 250. Andrew Hahn is the left guard, a junior at 200 pounds. Joey Fitzpatrick, a 200-pound senior on the right side guard spot. Braden Stadler, a 275-pound senior at left tackle. Luke Hansen, 225, and a senior is the right tackle. And Bergen Tetzloff, the starting tight end. He's a sophomore at 210. A lot of these guys will go both ways. They have 4 starters on defense, but the down linemen include Braden Stadler and Joey Fitzpatrick starting both ways on a warm and humid night. Defensive ends are Egan Jensen, a junior at 185. Blake Canigator, who will be doing some receiving tonight offensively, I expect as well. He's a sophomore at 180. Linebackers, they'll bring in Jay Harris, a junior at 195 to join Austin Anderson, Bergen Tetzloff, and Ethan Houtman. All starting on offense. Dougie Thomas and Gavin Hamrick are on the corners, and Charlie Biscard, the free safety, a junior at 165 pounds. The starting lineups for the Brookings Bobcats and their head coach, Brady Clark. Starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. The other starting lineup is the game officials. They're the law on the field tonight. They're sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. Let's hear this important message. We'll introduce the guys in stripes as our Bank West pregame continues of Governor football.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
From the Attorney General's Office of the state of South Dakota, their Division of Consumer Protection, we give to you tonight's law on the field, and our game officials, who we often, and we should always, thank for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Tonight's game officials come from Rapid City, and in no particular order. Tonight's officials are Mike Oster and John Weber, as well as Joe Jacobson, Scott Jacobson, and Jason McGow. Tonight's game officials, the law on the field, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office. Again, Mike Oster, John Weber, Joe Jacobson, Scott Jacobson, and Jason McGow, our law on the field tonight. The coin toss is being enacted at midfield right now. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll try for 2 minutes and we'll kick it off. Night number 2, week number 2, but the Governor's home opener against the Brookings Bobcats coming up next. You're listening to Governor Football and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, and live streaming at drgnews.com.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting has quality electricians with decades of experience. They offer dependable installation for commercial and residential construction or day-to-day service. Whether you're looking for new construction or remodeling existing buildings or homes, contact your full-service electrical contractor, Nystrom Electric. Visit their website, nystromelectric.com, or call them for estimates on your next project at 605-224-8750. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalry? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
This Governor's Sports Moment is brought to you by the independent insurance team at Fisher Rounds and Associates in Pierre. As the Governors won their 6th grade 11AA football championship in 2022, wide receiver Jack Merkwan had a record performance in the title game.
Tito wants to throw. He's looking long for Jack Merkwan. Merkwan has it at the 40-yard line. Slips through a tackle. There he goes. Touchdown, Governors.
Merkwan had 234 yards, receiving a school and state championship record. Jack Merkwan, one of Pierre's finest. This Governor's Sports Moment presented by Fisher Rounds and Associates in Pierre.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7. KGFX FM, Pierre. Put the phone down. Focus on driving.
It's time for kickoff. Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Brian Oakland with Sean Lewis as the Brookings Bobcats will kick off, and the Governors will try to do what Watertown did against the Bobcats last week in returning the opening kick for a touchdown. First off, it's Brock Mosier up the middle of the field. He slips a tackle out across the 30, across the 35, in good field position to start as he's brought down at the 41-yard line, as Juven Hudson did take a kickoff about 77 or 80 yards for a score last week in Watertown, but the Bobcats will cover up Brock Mosier somewhat here, but the Governors with good field position. Coach Sean Lewis, the Governors found out, I think, in week 1 what they're capable of. Now do you start opening up the playbook a little bit as things progress in week 2?
You know, I think you just keep doing what was working and you try establishing that run right away, and then you just kind of take and see what Brookings is going to give you from there.
Empty backfield with Cade Kaiser. 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left, but Cade's going to keep this one. He'll cut across the left side. Actually, a good job by the Bobcat D-line as they will cover it up. And not much here for Cade Kaiser, trying to see who that is out there. It looks like 28 as I'm following the helmet of Austin Anderson, one of the linebackers, and no gain for the Governors right off the bat on play number 1.
You know, what we'll see out of the Pierre offensive line here is just how exactly that they're going to cope without Matthew Coverdale there. Just see how they gel, and I can guarantee you he's coaching from the sideline.
Yep, and Ty Michael in there, a little bit smaller, certainly than Coverdale, the smallest of those linemen, but everybody's in maybe helping mode. Kaiser will try another keeper, slips across the 45-yard line. He danced away from one would-be tackler, but he's swarmed from there, and the Bobcats really not being surprised by anything so far that the Governors have tried on their first 2 plays. Both quarterback keepers. Kaiser will get 5 yards to the 46, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Opening drive of the game, Brookings kick. The Governors will play number 3 coming up, 10:50 to go first quarter. No score. 1 score so far in 11AA has Watertown leading at Huron late in the first half as they kicked off at 7 o'clock. Arrows leading 13-7. Should be a good ball game to the east of here. In that one, Kaiser will be swarmed up again. And a host of Bobcats following Kaiser across right guard this time. Number 10, Bergen Tetzlaff, among others, in the mix. And 3 and out to start for the Governors. There's something you do not see every day.
No, he had a missed block there on the edge with not picking up number 10, and he made the play. Cade made a lot of guys miss last weekend one-on-one, and he took it to him.
But flag is thrown across the way, and I think what we've got is a sideline warning on the Bobcats. So definitely you've got to give them credit here, the way they defended the Governors in this first possession of the night, but a little too much excitement. So that was the reason for the flag. That's a sideline warning. And we'll see who punts here. Jet Zabel with a big left foot into this one. He gets it with the win, and this one bounces inside the 15. Brookings takes it all the way to cover it up at the 1-yard line. That was actually a little bit of a helper to the Governors. You don't have to cover a punt like that, but number 23, Gavin Hamrick, the sophomore, Tried to make sure the Governors didn't get to it. What he did essentially was keep that ball from perhaps going into the end zone, and that could have been a much better situation for the Bobcats. But as it is, they got it 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line. The important thing is for Brookings, though, no damage done. And that Governor first possession. 9:54 to go, quarter number 1. No score yet, as Brookings will try on offense for the first time. Jones Huntermer, the young quarterback, sophomore, hands it off. The Governors will cover up the running play as they take it to the right side. I saw 21 on the run. I don't know if that was the correct number. Starting running back would be either Austin Anderson, 28, or Gavin Hemrick, 23. Both big backs. I'm going to go with Hamrick on that one. About 4 yards out to the 6. A gain of 4, and they'll go that guy again. Spencer Eastland will finally meet him, but a defensive back who brings down a running back is usually meaning good yardage for the ball carrier, and Brookings has moved the chains here, coming out from their own 2-yard line.
They're doing a really good job of running to their short side and just creating one-on-one matchups, and he's been pretty shifty so far, being able to escape and get on that outside.
That's a 9-yard gain, so 13 yards on the first 2 carries of the night, and Brookings will go short side, far side to sweep around the outside. Nothing doing here. I'm going to have some trouble finding numbers to go with these players running the football all night long, I think, for my eyes up here. Actually, Hamrick is a big back at 6'3".
And we got a Brookings player down on the other side of the field. Let's just hope it's hot and it's a cramp right away.
Cramps, I don't know what, I don't get cramps because I'm not that athletic anymore, but they usually take a while, don't they? They are working on it that way, however. So I guess you've been out here warming up for plenty long, and at game time, everything kind of contracts a little bit more.
With the heat, you're really surprised, especially I know we're not on turf this week, but you get out there and it's warm and you get a little amped up and you kind of forget about your hydration when you're doing your pregame and everything else like that. So you may have done a good job early in the day or on the bus ride here, but once you start getting the juices flowing, it's an eerie feeling when all of a sudden you start getting a cramp.
So that is a cramp, but it's an injury timeout. Timeouts of any kind in our broadcast are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Ball carrier was given 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Trying to see who actually is in there. 2-1. It is Owen Hoppy then.
Yeah, they've been running 28 and 21 kind of in and out, so we'll see who's back there at any point in time.
Hoppy, a 195-pound sophomore, and he gets the call again. It's all on the ground so far. First 4 plays for the Bobcats. They stay on the far hash mark as they move from right to left.
And they've been consistent with running to that weak side. They've had the majority of their guys lined up to their offensive left and our defensive right, and they've went the opposite way on it so far. So maybe there's something in scheme that they're seeing that's exactly where they want to attack.
Another yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 3rd and 5 from the 20-yard line, moving east to west. The breeze is in the Bob's favor that we have here at Hollister Field tonight. Huntermer takes the snap. Quick fire over the middle. He's got his tight end, Bergen Tetzloff, right up the seam across the 30 to the 35. Finally met and brought down at the 36 for a gain of 16. And I'll tell you what, from what I saw from Brookings in Watertown watching that game a couple of days ago, this looks like a completely different ball club. Very impressive what the Bobcats have done so far tonight, and a nice quick strike throw for the sophomore quarterback, Jones Huntermer.
They've definitely been very decisive in what it is that they want to do, and they've come out and they've executed so far. So props to them for a good game plan here in the first quarter.
High formation with the wing on the left side. They go to the deep man again. And that may be Anderson. Best defensive play by the Governors so far, as they'll stop him for a gain of nothing. Got number 30 in the backfield as well, Ethan Houtman, the fullback. Chance Sarda, among others, in on the stop. They'll give him a yard to the 37.
And I think you're seeing your 3rd different running back that they've rotated in so far. They've got 22, and I guess they're going to split him out now, but definitely running through the guys, keeping guys fresh.
Jay Harris, another sophomore, and that's what I was wondering. We talk about a lot of guys going both ways. Here is Anderson on a sweep. He takes the handoff of a shotgun snap. He's getting trailed and taken down almost immediately. And Anderson stopped for no gain as he stays at the 36. In fact, this will be a loss of a yard back to the 36. It'll be 3rd and 10.
I think that was Lucas Chamberlain there with a good read, being able to cut that window inside and getting that tackle for a loss.
Was going to make the point about all these Brookings players going both ways on an upper 80s, both temperature and maybe even high humidity night too. Already seen one. Cramp Huntemer wants to throw again. Slant is picked off. Spencer Eastland at the 40-yard line. Actually runs into one of his own men, but Eastland has it inside the Brookings 30-yard line, brought down at the 26. Spencer Eastland read this play all the way.
So
Jumps
we got
the
another
slant
cramp.
route, and yeah, you're right. Eastland is slow to get up. We've got a play stoppage. We'll have a timeout on the field as well. Let's take a timeout too. Hopefully Eastland will be bouncing right back up. The Governors have great field position on what will be their second possession of quarter number 1. No score, 6:21 to play in the first. A 1-minute timeout brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre, and we're back with more Pierre Governor football.
Access Health, Fort Pierce.
Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Dimmick Cheese has been making
Sable touchdown. He catches it at the 1-yard line to pass a little bit of a wobbler into the breeze, but Sable hauls it in. A Spencer Eastland interception on one play turns into a 26-yard touchdown pass from Cade Kaiser to Jet Sable. The Governors strike first, and they lead 6-0.
And you typically talk about a defense being opportunistic, and all of a sudden you get our offense out there right after a turnover. That shot goes straight to the end zone, and take the opportunity and take full advantage of it.
Ryan Berry, the young lady, went 2 for 5 in PATs, but they've worked on this a bit. Good snap, good hold, and Berry kicks the first attempt through, and the Governors turn turnover into 7 as they take a 7-0 lead. 6:15 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Governors. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Pierre Governor football.
handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website dimmickdairy.com or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
Once again, a Spencer Eastland pickoff of Jones Huntermer. He returns it to the 26-yard line, and on one play, Cade Kaiser goes over the middle to his favorite receiver, big tight end Jet Zabel, 26 yards in 6 seconds. And Ryan Berry with the PAT, and the Governors strike first at 6, or make it 7-0. Coach Lewis, you go back to that pick, and we were talking during the break. Spencer Eastland on just the second pass attempt by Brookings on the night. He reads it all the way. We both saw him jump that route. You don't know that's really coming. That's just good job, a good job in film study and understanding what's coming for Eastland.
Absolutely. I mean, they definitely drew that up. They had seen that play, and you saw it as soon as the coverage was traded off. Trey stopped. The quarterback through the window, baited into that throw. Eastland jumped right on top of it, and we got another opportunity here with a big turnover on kickoff.
More problems, actually more good things for the Governors. A Bria Sargent kickoff was more of a pooch, high end over end, but it was muffed by one of the up men of Brookings, and the Governors fall on it. I don't know if that was by design, but they've got it now at the Bobcat 41-yard line. And with a 7-0 lead, they're in business on a short field again. Empty backfield. Kaiser wants to go long again, looking for Jet Zabel over the middle. That's incomplete. He led him a little too far. There is a flag on the field I thought I saw on the near side. So the Governors might have been getting, well, now they look like they've got a bench warning here.
Those are definitely coming early. You don't see those typically this early in the game, but the reffing guys are letting them know that, hey, we want room to work on the sideline, and you got to keep your guys out of our way.
I actually was watching the Brookings-Watertown game the other day, and Watertown got warned for that early in that game too. So there's a lot of excitement. I mean, it's the biggest game in town. It's high school football Friday night under the lights. But good job by the officials to start policing things like that. 2 wides left, 1 to the right. Short side with George Stalley. Here's a 1st and 10 attempt for Kaiser. Stiff arm at the 30. Out of bounds at the 25, and then taken down even further out of bounds from there by Ethan Houtman. But Cade Kaiser with a 1st down gain on the ground.
And number 73, Matthew Brewer there with an amazing pin and pull. He absolutely pulls around his guy where his other guy cut in and pinned, pulled around the outside, destroyed that outside linebacker, and Cade was able to run free for untouched for at least 5.
Well, he goes 19 in this one, actually to the 22-yard line of Brookings. Knocking on the door of the red zone, and the Governors leading 7-0, looking for more. Kaiser wants to throw on 1st down here. Stays underneath, looks, and cannot connect with Tyan Buss, who is coming across. Looked like he might have had Cooper Terwilliger more in the middle of the field, but he throws behind Tyan Buss, and that's an incomplete pass.
And Brookings got to play with 12 defenders there. Not that they actually had 12, but the ref pretty much broke up that pass, preventing Tyan Buss from being able to make a catch and run.
Umpire playing in the middle of the field, just in no man's land sometimes. Governors with Trey Lewis in the backfield behind Kaiser, 2nd and 10. Kaiser will take it. Option, pitch to Lewis. 20, 15, near side down to the 10. 3 Bobcats will bring him down, including Bergen Tetzloff in the middle of the 3. And a good gain for Trey in the first running play for a running back for the Governors. A gain of 12 down to the 10. 1st down and goal for the Govs.
And when you're running speed option, that's exactly what you want. Hold that pitch as long as you can until that guy bites down on you. And Cade held that thing for as long as he could before he got rid of it.
Lewis still in the backfield. Govs at the 10, actually make it the 9. Lewis with the give, slips a tackle at the 9, gets to the 5, near side, bowls a man over, and then taken down out of bounds, or at the edge by Tetzloff. Dougie Thomas was the defensive back that met up with him. And so, I'm going to give Lewis 13 on that previous run. And he'll get 7 more, it looks like, down to the 2. Actually, let's call it the 1. Pickup of 8.
And as we talked last week, fullback then, Chance Sarda comes into the mix. He's pretty tight to that line, and you're going to run behind that guy most of the time.
Mosier, the deep back, goes behind. Sarda doesn't need him. The hole opens up, and Mosier is in for 6. Touchdown, Governors. So a great turn of events for Pierre, an interception, a one-play touchdown pass on a scoring drive. Cade Kaiser to Jet Zabel. A pooch kick muffed by the Bobcats, recovered by the Govs, and a 41-yard touchdown drive in 5 plays with that Brock Mosier touchdown from a yard out. And Ryan Berry will try to tack on her second PAT. Kaiser with the hold. Kick is up. It's off the upright, and it falls through. Fortunate bounce for Ryan Berry, the soccer-style kicker. And the Governors, with 4:41 left in the first quarter, now lead 14-0. Another 30-second break. Pierre will kick when we come back with more Governor football.
He said, a bank isn't a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
A 14-point run by the Governors on back-to-back possessions, helped out by a muff PAT in between. Bobcats fall behind now 14-0. Brock Mosier with a 1-yard touchdown again on a 5-play, 41-yard scoring drive. That one covering about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So the Governors, who struggled and only made 5 yards on 3 running attempts for the quarterback on their first offensive possession, take advantage of 2 short fields. Bria Sargent will kick a line drive this time, bouncing at the 23 of the Bobcats, taken on a hop by Alex Wainman. As he goes right side, he'll be tripped up. We got a flag with extracurriculars over here on the near side, away from the play. And that might have been an unnecessary penalty for Brookings, I'm going to assume. As Wainman crosses the 25, he's brought down at the 30. That's where Brookings, for now, will set up shop on their second offensive possession. But we'll check the marker here. 4:35 to play. Governors on top now, 14-0. Really interesting how it looks like, for starters, what do we got? Are they...
They called it a face mask against Pierre.
Okay, the face mask against the block, apparently. Brookings was ready to go. I don't know if they realized there was a penalty on the floor. We got a personal foul that's going to go against the Governors, and that was Seth Schopp, who was involved in the one-on-one blocking over here on the near side on that kickoff return. So a big help for the Bobcats as they'll move all the way up to their own 45-yard line. As they'll get going here with 4:35 to go, still quarter number 1. Far hash mark, right to left for the Bobcats in white with the red numbers and trim. Might be Ethan Houtman. I saw a 3 on the back of the ball carrier here. Might be number 30. Nope, it's
24.
24? 34.
Their numbers are hard to tell from
they
here.
Are.
That is for sure.
Phoenix Sather, 165-pound sophomore. So that is, it looks to be kind of the MO for Brookings tonight. Get a whole bunch of people in there. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 as the quarterback wants to throw. He had an open man in Dougie Thomas out at the Pier 45, but he took his eyes off of it, looking maybe for a Pier defender, or maybe he wanted to curl and run. But he has that one go right through his hands.
Yeah, Pierce slipped into cover 2 there, and there was just a little bit of contact, probably about that 7-yard mark, and freed him up. And unfortunately for Brookings, just not a great throw to their receiver who was open.
1 out of 3 for Jones Huntermer, but that was a good-looking pass. I mean, he had zip on that. If Brookings keeps going with the pass, I do believe, from what I've seen, they'll be able to make plays as long as the Governors don't sniff things out like Spencer Eastland did a little while ago. Huntermer looks right. He runs into a Governor. Elijah Bucci will bring him down for a quarterback sack all the way back to the 39-yard line.
Definitely looked to be a tight end throwback there. He was going to roll to his right, try catching that tight end on a delayed release off of the offensive left side, and there's just not a lot of time. I mean, you're going to need more time to be able to throw that, and with the edge pressure that Bucci brought there, just not enough to be able to complete a pass of that.
Bucci, I think he works well as a defensive end. I mean, some people consider him a linebacker, but DN, that's a real good athletic kid to have on the end of your defensive line.
Absolutely. The versatility that a lot of these guys possess is just allows us to do a lot of different things defensively.
Loss of 10 on the sack of the quarterback by the Governors. First punt of the night, and a good one with the wind as Trey Lewis is back. He takes it. It is 26 up the middle of the field. Gets a block outside 50. Near side, stutter step to the 40, 35, and then brought down inside the Brookings 30-yard line. A brilliant run back by Trey Lewis before Gavin Anderson, another sophomore, can finally run him down with some help, perhaps Josiah Thomas, but we've got a lone yellow flag out there at the Pier 46-yard line.
And I watched that block develop. It looked like the guy had actually turned, but I can definitely see why that flag was thrown. When we talked earlier during the week, I told Trey, I was like, hey, between you and Bus, one of you guys got to catch that ball. He said, Dad, we're not fair catching anything. We're going to try and house every single one of them.
Well, they did let one go last week to the tune of a 61-yarder. I was wondering about that block, whether it would result in a hold of some kind, and there is a penalty for the Governors. But the defense holds on a 3-and-out. Still pitching the shutout at 14-0. This will mark, however, Return all the way back to the 36-yard line for the Govs on their own side of the field. And we've got 2:51 to go in the first quarter. So Lewis was down, I believe, to about the 22, 23-yard line of Brookings. Instead, Pierce sets up shop at their own 36. So if you look at that as about a 40 or a 50-yard loss on the play, I guess that's one way to look at it. The Governors will work on offense. Quick hitter out to Zabel, near side, gets a block. Also a stiff arm. He's up across the 40 to the 44. Dougie Thomas bringing him down. Thomas playing well on both sides. Egan Jensen, also a D-end, coming over to finish off Zabel. But a gain of 8. And another catch for Jett, who has 2 on the night. And again, coming into tonight, 34 shy of a Governor all-time record.
I think that's just going to be a matter of time before he breaks that record.
No doubt.
It's going to be impressive to watch.
2nd and 2 on the near hash mark. Option right. This is Mosier from Kaiser. 50, gets another block to the 40. Near side foot race. He's tripped up inside the 30. Finally finished off inside the 25-yard line there. Coach, you used the word explosive to describe Brock Mosier last week. I think we saw it on that play. Now he's at the 22-yard line of Brookings here.
Yeah, he's fast, and I think what you're seeing is a big difference maker this year is he got in the weight room. I mean, he's not that he didn't before he did, but he's put on some weight, and he's just a lot more confident. So he's delivering hits this year and just getting those extra yards after contact.
Good shifty move back about 5 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage around midfield. He's down to the 22 of Brookings. That's a 34-yard gain, and he's got it again. Across the small right side, short side of the field, right up the near hash mark. Short gain this time. They'll give him 2 to the 20. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Mosier with a 1-yard touchdown, the 2nd of the night for the Governors. They lead 14-0. 90 seconds to go. We're in the first quarter.
And you've seen speed option so far be a big play for the Governors. You saw it last week. You've seen it twice so far this week. It's, you know, do you want to let Cade Kaiser run all over you, or are you going to let him pitch the ball and get out to somebody else who can do the same thing?
Both tight ends on the wing right side. They'll lead the way. Mosier again to the 10, to the 5. Dives. I think he's short. Touchdown. No, the official in the middle of the field raises his arms. Touchdown, Governors. Touchdown, Brock Mosier from 20 yards out.
And as I say, speed option looks good. Well, it looked good again because that was the exact play, attacking the exact same side. And Brock did what he did the last time and just gets those extra yards after and just muscled his way into the end zone.
We wondered if the Governors would open up the playbook a little bit and try to expand things from what they did in Aberdeen a week ago. I guess right now they're in a mode of you just stick with what works. And this 64-yard touchdown drive with Mosier doing most of the damage takes only 4 plays. PAT, and we've got a whistle. As one of the Governor linemen is coming off. I don't know if we've got a wardrobe malfunction or
something where our
blood or something. Trey Lewis is going to have to come in to do the snapping. Zayden Rounds is out.
Maybe blood, maybe a little uniform, don't know, but got to call your backup guy in there immediately.
Good snap. Kaiser holds. Ryan Berry kicks, and the young lady's 3 for 3, the senior kicker. On the night, the Governors have a 21 spot in quarter number 1 with 1:07 left. They lead the Bobcats 21-0, 30 seconds, and we're back for a Governor kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
If you are shopping for equipment, Grossenberg Implement is where you need to look. With 9 locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming, Grossenberg has a huge selection of planters, windrowers, tractors, combines, mowers, even gators. Everyone at Grossenberg Implement hopes you have a great Labor Day, and if you need your Grossenberg fix, it'll have to be online. Grossenberg.com. Doors are closed. They're taking the day off too. Happy Labor Day from the staff at Grossenberg Implements.
Good job by the Governor offense again. They got stymied on their first possession of the night, but they're 3 for 3 since. And they've run over and at one point passed over the top of the Brookings Bobcats for 3 scores. This time 4 plays, 64 yards in just a minute and 44 seconds. As Brock Mosier, who set it up with a 34-yard run to the 22, 2 plays later runs it in from 20 yards out. The last 3 plays, in fact, were all option pitches to the right to Brock Mosier. Bria Sargent to kick off. For the third time. Sends one to the near side, and this one will bounce once, twice, and then it'll go out of bounds. Brookings made the decision to let it go. Alex Wainman, who returned the last kick, was fortunate that this one did make it to the sideline. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds all the way, but sometimes those balls will bounce in a way you're not really ready for.
Those directional kicks can be an issue, especially when you don't know if that thing's going to actually, dribble out of bounds, because if the way that it sat down, it maybe was a yard out of bounds. And if you make the wrong decision and that defense is there when you're hesitating, that's an easy pickup for a defense and to be able to get right back on offense.
And Brookings definitely wouldn't want that, especially already having lost one kickoff return on a short punt that resulted in a muff and a Governor recovery.
No, and they've played really well. They just have made some mistakes, and the Governors have absolutely made them pay for every mistake that they've made so far.
So the youth movement back out there. Shotgun snap. Huntemer throws, looking for Tetzloff, but overthrows him as Lucas Chamberlain was underneath. And also trying to see who that was in single coverage with him as well.
I think you had Lucas Chamberlain underneath, and then Stoscher was the actual cover guy, and then you had Eastland sitting right back there as a safety position that basically looked like they were going to bracket him after about 10 yards.
It was a play that worked earlier on. It looked like they had to rush it a little bit this time. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Brookings has it at their own 35 as Austin Anderson will come on the sweep, take the handoff, tries to turn the corner on the far hash and won't get far, just a yard to the 36. And again, the Governors, who saw Brookings get some chunk plays early on their first possession, really starting to figure things out defensively right now.
Yeah, I think, the difference in between that pass play that worked earlier for big yards and the one that didn't was the depth that Lucas Chamberlain got. Just those 2 steps back create just a completely different lane and sight line, and, it's fool me once, shame on me, you're just not going to get me twice. And so Lucas hit his drop step right there and read it perfectly.
2 wides to the near side here from the far side of the field, far hash mark. Brookings with 21 seconds to go still in the first quarter. Play action, throwing, Tetzloff makes a great play. Nice reaching grab into Governor territory. And Bergen Tetzloff, who's got a big, tall frame, reached out and made himself even taller or longer. He's down to the Governor 41-yard line, and Brookings really needed that play. That'll be the last play probably of the first quarter, but a first down picking up about 23 yards along the way. But after 1 quarter of play, your Gales Gas Service scoreboard here at Hollister Field has the Governors on top comfortably so far, 21-0 over the visiting Brookings Bobcats. Your scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre as we pause for 60 seconds in quarter number 2 coming up next. This is Pierre Governor Football and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
Hour flights to Denver and Minneapolis on 50-passenger jets. From there, you can connect anywhere. Avoid the crowds, enjoy no driving, and free parking when you fly from Pierre. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
Switch them around. Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Brookings, after a 23-yard gain from Huntemer to Tetzloff through the air, has it 1st and 10 on the Pierre side of the field, but a sweep inside handoff to the ball carrier. This time, Gavin Anderson goes nowhere. In fact, the Governors sniffed this one out and will push him back for negative yardage. Back to the 44 and a loss of 3.
Lucas Chamberlain with a very good read on that motion, hit that hole, and met him in the backfield.
So continuing the run of ball carriers here for the Bobcats as they continue to shuffle people in. And I think, A, it's hot and humid out there, and it's a very good idea to keep people coming in there. B, a lot of these guys are just sophomores, so it really, I don't think Brookings is losing much on who they're bringing in, who they're taking out. They are playing without injured junior running back Will Conrad, who had a pretty nice game offensively a week ago. Huntermer on a quick throw out to the left side, floats it over the top of his intended receiver. Incomplete, and this is going to set up 3rd and 13 for Brookings.
You've seen them rotate those guys in and out with as many guys as they have playing both ways. I think it's definitely imperative, especially early in this game where it's kind of hot, that you be able to do that to not put a guy in a bad spot.
Brookings now moving left to right, west to east. The wind is out of the east, so they are throwing into the wind a bit. Huntermer with a little bit of time over the middle. One of 2 receivers could have had it, but they do have a pass completion, and this is Anderson up the near seam, and finally Lewis will bring him down, but Brookings will move the chains inside the 30 to the 29. That's a 15-yard pickup. And a job well done, even though that almost turned into bad news for Brookings because there are just too many people in the pattern.
Yeah, I have been impressed with their sophomore quarterback so far, and we knew they'd run a lot of crossing routes, and he threw that thing right into that crossing route, which could have spelled disaster. One of the guys came away with it, and none of the Governors were able to get in there because it happened right at the cross.
Looks like Jay Harris in the backfield along with Huntermer. He'll send Anderson in motion left to right, coming to the near side. Throwing again. Tetzloff has this one go through his hands. A lot of green jerseys wearing black pants are in the area too. Spencer Schonsberg was right there. Eastland was a little bit behind further downfield, so I'm sure a lot of footsteps heard by Tetzloff in coverage there.
And that was the exact play that they just got those big yards with Tetzloff right there before we switched quarters here. Just Eastland held his own right there, stepped up, and saw exactly what their wrinkle in their option was.
So again, Huntermer looks pretty good throwing the football, but what they really seem to be sticking to is these plays over the middle. They want to get things happening downfield straight ahead of the line of scrimmage. Here's a reverse attempt by Anderson, but the Governors are right there, and you've got Trevor Rounds, and you've got Emmett Anderson and E.J. Bucci all coming away from the end of the play. Another loss of 3 this time back to the 32, and it'll be 3rd down and double digits again.
Maybe a little confusion there for the first time that we've seen from the Brookings offensive line. They kind of let 2 of those defensive linemen go and tried to all get to the next level, and we got to take care of the first level first, otherwise not much is going to go on.
3rd and 13. Harris in the backfield, Huntermer in the gun with 2 receivers wide right, slot and wide out. They'll go over the middle again. This one's tipped up into the air. Loose ball taken by Eastland. Pickoff number 2 for Spencer. Brookings had a receiver there. It might have been Tetzloff, might have been Anderson. That ball was knocked up into the air, I believe, by Bergen Tetzloff, and then it was Eastland against Anderson, and Eastland gets there first, his 2nd interception of the night, and the Governors will turn away Brookings after another promising drive.
And they both went up for that ball. I think they both kind of came down with that ball, and Eastland just ripped that thing out, wanted it a little bit more, and there's another turnover in the 2nd pick of the night for Spencer.
Governors have it 1st and 10 on their own 26 with 9:51 to go. 2nd quarter leading 21-0. Keep it on the ground. Give to the tailback. Didn't see who it was this time. Not yet. That is
Brock
Mosier.
Yep.
Short gain, maybe 2. Call it to the 28-yard line.
And a hard fought to it that, Brookings' defensive line did a really good job on that side. Not a lot of push, and he had to keep those legs churning just to be able to fall forward and get that tough 2.
Brock with 5 totes in the first half so far. 2 big gainers, 3 short ones. He's got 59 yards, however, on those 5 carries. Play opens up in the middle of the field, does a scramble here, turning into a big play for the quarterback, Cade Kaiser. And he will turn it into a movement of the chains out across the 45 to the 46. Big gain of 18 yards will give him.
And you saw Brookings really come hard on the edge, maybe expecting a little speed rush or something to the outside, and that middle completely opened up, and Cade just took it.
And that's a play, I'll tell you, Coach, that as we've got a whistle, maybe a timeout called by the Bobcats, and I want to get a quick point out, but it reminded me a lot of Lincoln Keenol's dropping back, but as soon as he sees the middle of the field open up, he'll take those yards and a big chunk gain here, and we can talk more about that after we take this timeout break. A Coca-Cola break in the action with a minute to take back in studio, 8:57 to play in the second quarter, 21-0 Governors. This is Pierre Governor football.
Are you feeling the pressure of those school bells starting to ring?
Even empty backfield out of the gun. Setting in the pocket. Firing for the end zone. Williams, touchdown! What a throw and what a catch! Even empty backfield.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us, broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
Timeout from Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre, their first of three charged here in this first quarter. Cade Kaiser steps up and throws near flat. George Stolle with the catch. He'll take it into Bobcat territory. Gets a block from Mosier to spring him for a few extra yards. And a good play here for the Governors out of that timeout into the Brookings 35. We'll call it the 34. And another big gain here through the air, even though the passing route really wasn't all that long.
No, that's a good job by Coach Steele. I mean, Brookings right now, not that they're for sure winning the line of scrimmage, but they're competing very hard on the line of scrimmage. So widen this game out, get it on the fringes with your athletes, and just see what they can do in some space. And George Stolle is that athlete who can do a lot if he can catch it cleanly and get a little space.
Stolle with the speed, it showed a little bit on that one. Here comes Kaiser left side with an option. He'll keep it himself rather than pitching to Mosier. It's brought down by his sleeve. And it might have been 46 of Brookings' Gabe Stern in there, 190-pound junior. Among others in on the stop as Kaiser will scamper for 5 inside the 30 to the 29.
And Gabe Stern doing a good job filling in for Jackson Eck last year. You know, with graduation, really wasn't sure what this linebacking crew for Brookings would look like. But, you know, not that he's for sure Jackson, because I don't think there are many players on the defensive side in South Dakota that are. But he seems to be filling his shoes really nicely.
Jackson Eck was probably my favorite player from the Bobcats over the last few years to watch. I mean, the kid was just all over the field on defense. Inside handoff, Mosier bounces out left side, 30 to the 20, 15, and out of bounds. Run out there by Charlie Bisgard to safety. I'm going to call this at about the 13-yard line. And another big gain here, 16 yards for Brock Mosier, and the Governors are in the red zone once again, leading 21-0. Oops. Wrote down the wrong number in my stats. We got that corrected. 1st and 10 at the 13, 7:37 to play. Play stopped with it going, or the clock stopped with the play going out of bounds. There's Brewer ready to snap, gets it back. Mosier again slips an ankle tackle inside the 5 to the goal line. Yes, no, yes, no. Down to the 1-yard line as Brock Mosier was looking for his 3rd score. They'll give him 12 to the 1.
Just about to say that he was probably a half a yard short from his 3rd score in a half so far, and that's a fantastic game for him.
Years past, he just hasn't had the room to run, but he's finding that now, and I think he's able to even more than certainly in the last couple of years, create his own opportunities. Seeing a good game going for Brock Mosier. See if he finishes it off here. Handoff, lowers his shoulder, but a good job getting into the backfield here. Finished off by Austin Anderson, but I think it was 30 Houtman who gets in there first on first contact. And he may have even lost a half a yard, but we'll still call it the 1-yard line.
Mosier. Governors line up in the same formation again. Mosier at tailback, Start at fullback.
And a whistle, and this play doesn't happen, even though Mosier had taken the handoff. Looks like I'm guessing we've got movement on the line of scrimmage. Our first scrimmage penalty. They showed offside but pointed to the offense. I don't know if that's a false start or what it amounts to, but 5-yard loss for the Governors, and the penalty puts them back at the 6. Unless somebody lined up across the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball for the Govs. 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line. Clock starts up again. We're approaching the 6.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Govs trying to make their 4th touchdown of the night. Rollout. Kaiser throws, has his man wide open. Touchdown. Jet Zabel with touchdown number 2 on the night. Well, sometimes that penalty will just give the quarterback and his tight end a little more room to work and a little more comfortable, and really kind of an easy play when you've got the talent of Jet Zabel in pattern, and Kaiser, who shows that he loves to throw on the run like he did there. Governors lead 27-0.
It definitely is an interesting concept. You see a lot of offensive guys, not go for 2, even though you're right there at that 2.5 mark, and same thing there at the 1, and your play call sheet's pretty limited, but when you get a little bit of space, it widens that thing right up.
Ryan Berry with another PAT, this time with the wind, and the Governors up the lead to 28-0. 6:24 to play and a 30-second timeout. When we come back, the Governors on top. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown.
Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Riverview RV Park. Just breaks. Call 605-224-6167. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. TMA, next to the Northridge Plaza in Pierre.
Phil-Troutner Stadium and Hollister Field on home opener night for the Pierre Governors. So far, so good. A 28-0 lead. Bria Sargent with the kick with the wind at her back, and she gets a line drive bouncing at the 20. Taken on a bobble, picked up, and up the middle of the field comes the return man. 26 is Mason Mathis, another sophomore for the Bobcats. Number 10 in on the stop for the Governors, and 27, Rowdy Menning, also Keenan Scott. Brookings will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. That scoring drive of the Governors, their longest in terms of numbers of plays and time of possession tonight. 9 plays, 74 yards. Of course, it was helped by a penalty. Take that back. It was begun by an interception by Spencer Eastland, his 2nd of the game. And that takes 3 minutes and 27 seconds off our second quarter clock. 6:18 to go. Brookings ball, handoff on 1st down, and some traffic in the backfield. And I believe big Austin Longdo stands up, the ball carrier here. He gets to the line of scrimmage, no gain, then pushed back a few yards. And that may have been, again, pick your running back. It's hard to tell. Phoenix Sather, 34, is out there.
And I had to do a double check. I'm used to Austin Langdow being 99, and he's out there being 98. So different jersey for the night, but man, it's a great power move to shuck that guy and be able to get in the backfield.
That is how he's listed, and one other player on the Governor roster as well. Different numbers for home and away jerseys. Spin move here for Gavin Anderson, the ball carrier. We've seen him in the pass patterns, also carrying a few times. He'll get 4 yards this time. It'll be 3rd and 6 at the 34. But again, We call it the youth movement. That's just a term I'm used to saying, I guess, but Brookings has all of these sophomores who are capable of handling the rock. I imagine they're getting a few extra games and playing some junior varsity contests, but here they're thrown into duty with the hot weather conditions. Anderson takes the pitch, bobbles it, tries to turn the corner up the near seam, but he is met by Chance Sarda, Trey Lewis, and company. Longdo even gets over there from the middle of the D line, and a loss on the play here for Anderson puts him back at the 31. The second 3 and out for the Bobcats in 4 possessions is upon him here.
Anderson has done a great job so far of running that ball, but when you get a little bit of high-low like that, I think between Trey Lewis and a Chance Sarda, they're going to make him think twice before toting that thing to the outside again.
Talking about the heat, our weather girl in studio says it's still 85 degrees in Pierre with a heat index of 89. Closing in on 8 o'clock on Football Friday night. Nice punt here, taking Lewis back inside his own 35-yard line. Slips a tackle. Look out. A lot of open field.
1
50,
block to go.
40. Outside, he's passed that one to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown on a special teams return. Trey Lewis from 67 yards out. Old man feels good about that one up here. Trey Lewis showing his return ability. And again, good blocks out there, Coach. He picked up, he first of all breaks a tackle about 10 yards upfield, takes a block in the middle, and then another one further outside, and the special teams does their job in this one.
And it's a mentality and a confidence. Like I said, we had that conversation this week. Hey, we need to get those balls picked up. And he said, no, we're not just going to pick them up. We're not fair catching them. We're going to try and house every single one of them. So, I mean, that team, that special teams has the ability to be able to do that almost every single time, and that's another dimension of the game that's just, it's imperative that you have, and it's very tough to defeat.
No flags on the field on the return. PAT 5 for 5. How about Ryan Berry? Good snaps and all. She's putting them through. And the Governors up their lead 35-0 with 3:54 to play here in the second period. We're back in 30 seconds. The Govs will kick again as you listen to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Brookings, who yielded a kickoff return to Juven Hudson of Watertown to open their game last week, gives up their second special teams touchdown of the season. Line drive kick by Bria Sargent, and up man for Brookings takes it away. And this, I was wondering if there was a loose ball out there. The Governors are celebrating. And it is. It's a takeaway and a fumble on the return man. Braden Love, who took the catch, and Lincoln Schonard comes up with it. Sophomore for the Governors out in special teams. And the Governors make another big play here in special teams, but they'll turn over Brookings for the 4th time tonight. So Pierre has it again on the Brookings side of the field. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Kaiser wants to throw, finds Mosier out on the flat, cuts back to the middle of the field to lose one man. Gets away from another couple of guys inside the 25 down to the 21. And a gain of 15 yards here for the Govs.
And you saw that play kind of develop itself right away. They only had one corner or one defender down here between both Buss and Mosier, and he can't take both of them. So as soon as Buss went deep, Cade automatically had the check down to Mosier wide open because the corner went deep. One of them had to have gotten the ball.
And that being said, you got to love the recognition from the first-year quarterback. Although Kaiser this time throws behind Buss, and it's picked off by the Bobcats. So a big defensive play here. I believe that was Buss in the pattern. Ethan Houtman, the linebacker, just roaming the territory in the first pickoff of the season thrown by Cade Kaiser. We'll give it back to Brookings. Brookings with 4 turnovers tonight, but the first time now they've turned the Governors over. And boy, do Brookings need that, just to have something good happen. A lot of good things that we've talked about, Coach, that they're doing, but they have made enough mistakes, and they've had some things just not go their way tonight also. But something positive finally for the Bobcats, and they've got it 1st and 10 at their own 29. 3:21 to go, second quarter. 35-0 Govs. Play action. Huntermer back to pass. Hit as he throws, and the Governors have a pickoff. Carson Stoser at the 30, and nothing but daylight. The Governors turn him right back over, and it's a pick 6 for Carson Stoser. The junior for the Governors, he had a big interception return to set up a late first half touchdown in Aberdeen a week ago. This time, he takes it the distance himself. 30 yards, and the Governors up their lead to 41-0.
And Brookings keeps running that same formation, that tight end attached on the side, sniffer, and then two backs lined up in that eye, and they keep trying to go to that tight end. And Carson Stoser is just like, nope, not this time. Perfectly saw, undercut it, took the ball away from him, and said, I'm going to take this to the house like he tried last weekend in Aberdeen.
Barry feeling it again. Has another PAT through, 6 for 6. It's 42-0. 3:11 to go in the second quarter. We'll take another 30-second break. The Governors kick off when we return with more Pierre Governor football.
Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Well, teams trade turnovers on basically back-to-back plays as the Governors with that Trey Lewis 67-yard punt return. First play from scrimmage on the return. We should say a fumble on the kickoff return ensuing. Thrown by Cade Kaiser, throws an interception. Brookings gets it at their own 29, but Jones Huntermer is picked off for the 3rd time tonight, this time by Carson Stoser, who jumps the route, and he goes 30 yards for a nothing but daylight interception return for 6. Ryan Berry with another PAT. Bria Sargent here with another kickoff taken at the 31 of Brookings this time. Special teams is really ball hawking here in the second quarter with all of these kickoffs for the Governors. And Brookings will have it, I'm going to say, at about the 30, it looks like the 38-yard line this time. 5 turnovers, though, now for the Bobcats. 3 interceptions, but also 2 fumbles lost on kickoffs, returns of kickoff. 3:07 to go. Bobcats at their own 38-yard line. And the Governors will swarm the ball carrier here. Longdo is right on top. And nowhere to go here.
And special teams the last couple times out has been really fun for me to see. Lincoln Schoenhardt getting that pull away for a turnover, and then the next special teams, Hudson Schaefer getting that tackle. Maybe not a lot of Governor fans know those guys, but I'm going to point out they've been in the wrestling lineup for a long time. So excited to see those guys keep maturing and be able to get and have some success in another sport.
2nd down and 10 in the I formation here. Outman, the fullback, ahead of, I believe, Phoenix Sather, who will take the pitch. Sather coming right side. There's Lucas Chamberlain. Chance Sarda underneath. Chamberlain from up top. A short gain to the 39. That's a gain of only 1. Coach, we talked about it in that last kickoff break, but these turnovers that Brookings is coming up with right now, we talk about, I can't say enough how many sophomores are having to run out there. That's just the nature of their roster as it is. In this stage of the early season, you can't really open up the playbook too much. These guys are still kind of learning the basics of what the varsity team is trying to do.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very limited playbook, not just because it's early in the season, but because it's those sophomores. And you're seeing that the Pierre defense is pretty much on the exact same page, knowing that playbook and reading it just as well as these guys are executing it.
Gavin Anderson on the sweep around to the near side has stood up at the 40-yard line. Ball came loose, but well after the whistle. I thought he got to the 40, but they'll put him back at the 39 for no gain. So once again, a play we've seen a time or two already this evening. And Gavin Anderson, who's tried 5 carries, has been stuffed for minus 5 yards. All told, Brookings on a 3-and-out. Will have to come in and send in their punter again. Haven't mentioned him yet, but Drew Johnson is, guess what, a sophomore. He had to do the kicking. He's put some good boots up there, but his last punt got returned by Trey Lewis. See if he goes in Lewis's direction. Actually, this will be a shorter kick and a fair catch taken by Tyan Buss, former Sturgis Scooper, at the 38-yard line. Scoopers, by the way, 1-0 on the season. The win over Rapid City Central a week ago.
Another great guy to have back there. Tyan Buss got sure hands. He was returning punts for Sturgis. Trey's been returning punts here for the Governors, luckily, since he's been a freshman, so he's kind of a 4-year punt returner for us, and 2 guys who you'd definitely like to have back there and be able to house at any point in time.
They go from one 38 to the other. That's where the Governors will start their own 38-yard line. Quick hitter out to the near side here. Kaiser to Brock Mosier across the 40-yard line. Modest gain. There's under a minute to go, so the Governors in the 2-minute drill, still leading 42-0. Outman pushing Mosier out of bounds. We'll call it a gain of 4 to the 42. Mosier's second catch. 6 for 8 through the air for Cade Kaiser. Over the middle, wide open. Cooper Terwilliger at the 40-yard line of Brookings. Met by Houtman. Tetzloff is there. Bisgard will bring him down from the legs as well. And Cooper Terwilliger, the freshman phenom, with his first catch of the night. Back to the Brookings 38-yard line. That's a gain of 20 more. Terwilliger caught 3 passes, including a touchdown a week ago. Here's Buss underneath, 30-yard line, 20, makes a man miss, but he's tripped up inside the 15 down to the 10. And in this 2-minute drill, or essentially the 1-minute drill for the Governors, they're all the way into the red zone after starting at their own 38-yard line, this on just 3 pass plays.
And the presence of Cade Kaiser to be able to come up and throw that ball right before the line when the defense thought he was going to run it, that freed up Buss for that big gain.
Tyan's first catch is a Pierre Governor. Now floater to the far sideline. I believe the pass is caught by Zabel, but it's out of bounds. And Jet actually is taking his time getting up off the ground, but he's jogging back. Might have a slight limp here. I don't know if Jet's starting to cramp up here, but just get him to to halftime. He can work it out in the break. 15 seconds still to go on the incompletion. If Jet caught that ball, he was out of bounds on the far side in the end zone. Kaiser alone in the backfield. Underneath route. This is Zabel again. A stiff arm. 10-5 touchdown. Got a block from Mosier in the end zone too, just to make sure that nobody else was getting to him. Jet Zabel from 10 yards out. Touchdown number 3 for the future North Dakota State Bison tight end.
And that block by Brock Mosier in the end zone did not allow that kid to come up and make any sort of play. That had my attention, and props to Brock Mosier, because that is an easy one just to make a chip and let him go, but impressive to lay a kid on his can.
62 yards and 5 plays, about 49 seconds is all it takes. Ryan Berry, one more time. Looked like she hooked this one, but it is inside the uprights, and it is 49-0 with 7 seconds to play here in the first half. And for the Governors, of course, I mean, it's the second game of the season. You're up 42-0, but you haven't really had a chance to work the 2-minute drill yet, or in this case, as we say, the 1-minute drill. You got to work on things like that. And right now you're not really worrying about what the score is. I'm not certain that Brookings is worried about what the score is. They're trying to defend things just as much as the Governors are trying to figure things out on the offensive end.
But it is a staple in Steve Steele's practice plans each and every single week. I mean, some people are install. He does 2-minute drill every single day, a lot of the times at the end of offense, and it's a focus. I mean, you've got to be able to come up in those clutch situations, and I mean, you saw it. You got a minute left, and it was zero hesitation down the field for that offense.
And they all look so comfortable doing it. I don't know how many guys are out there on that offensive set that weren't out there in so many similar situations a year ago. But everybody seems, I think, with exactly what you're talking about, the practice repetitions, that it just becomes, second fiddle, I suppose.
And I can only think of two. Probably Ty and Bus because he was in Sturgis, and Terwilliger because he was in the 8th grade. But they definitely looked the part and got it done in that 2-minute drill with composure, just like everyone else.
Another kick by Sargent, taken at the 24 of Brookings, and a scrum here. Never brought down, and a pretty good effort by Mason Mathis on his second return. But that scrum, even though there's a flag on the field so far, 7 seconds has run out, and the officials are going to confer here. Flag is on the far side of the field. The kickoff return was brought to the near side.
Yeah, I guess my attention was focused here on this near side of the field. That one's on the far side of the field, and typically in situations like this, I mean, even though things get heated, it's probably going to be thrown on the team with the most points on the board at this point in time in the game.
Mike Oster, I believe, our official. Personal foul face mask. That's the second time we've seen that on the Governors. And Brookings is going to get a free play here, even though there's no time on the clock. It's essentially a defensive penalty. Third of the night for the Govs. Bobcats, who will receive the second half kickoff. I believe they'll mark this up at from the end of the run, and Brookings is going to have it at midfield, just across the 50-yard line. We'll call it the Pier 49. With no time left on the clock. I bet those Governor defenders are thinking we can score one more time before halftime here. Huntermer going to keep it on the ground, though. They'll go to Gavin Anderson. Nope, check it. 26. Good gain up the near hash mark for 26, and that is Mathis, who had the kickoff return. And they'll put him to about the 40-yard line. Going to call that a 9-yard gain, but that is officially the end of the first half of play. And on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, all Pierre in that first half. They lead the Brookings Bobcats 49-0. The scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Halftime comes up. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. Our halftime intermission is sponsored by Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial. You'll find them in the Northridge Plaza in Pierre. We're back in 3 minutes to talk about a 49-0 lead for the Govs and your official voice of Pierre Governor Sports, River 92.7, DRGnews.com.
Our first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bank West has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bank West for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities, with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Antler is the biggest antler buyer in our region. Tony and Derek pay cash all year long for antlers and horns. Deer, elk, moose, and sheep can be cash in your pocket. They'll come to you, too. Find them on Dakota Antlers LLC or online at dakotaantlers.com. You can also give them a call to set up an appointment. Call Derek at 605-360-3749 or Tony at 605-730-0108. Dakota Antler, a proud supporter of all local athletics and activities.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
The best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh, why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
We can totally do this ourselves.
That hurt. And there are epic moments.
This'll be epic!
Yeah, that was awesome. When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics.
Hi, Doc. My knee.
We'll help you move forward so you can tell the story.
Shoulder, my elbow.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible.
But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
In today's ever-changing housing market, you need a proactive mortgage lender who can guide you through every turn of the process, from your loan application all the way to closing. Jessica Jonkak with First National Bank in Pierre is dedicated to providing that level of service to her customers and making your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call Jessica today at 605-201-5254 or visit firstnationalbanks.com to learn more. First National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Synergy Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
Starting a John Deere dealership during the Depression took guts and vision. But C.J. Grossenberg was determined to help the community. He supplied more than equipment. He supplied a better way of life for his neighbors. Today, the family business is still going strong. Because round here, Grossenberg proves our values to our community every day. Grossenberg Implement is celebrating 85 years and is fourth-generation family-owned and operated.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce...
Gotta go to Gators, 'cause everyone loves great pizza, pasta, and subs.
Hey, it's the old Top Gator here with Gators Pizza, Pasta Subs in Northridge Plaza. Ready for something new and out of the normal pizza world? Hop on out and try Gators' new sweet chili chicken pizza with an aroma bouquet of sweet and tangy flavorful sauce, accompanied with our seasoned chicken, real mozzarella, and cheddar cheese. The spice level is a 4 out of 10 on this new item. Gators is dine in, carry out, curbside pickup, or delivery through DoorDash. Gators Pizza, Pasta Subs in Northridge Plaza.
Gotta go to Gators Pizza, Pasta, Subs.
We are back at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field, opening night for the Pierre Governors on their home field. This is the first of 5 home games they'll play here at Hollister in the regular season, with 4 road games, but it's football tonight. It's back to the volleyball courts tomorrow and back to the road for the Pierre Governor girls, who are 3-0 on the season. Got a straight set victory over Douglas last night in their home opener, but we hope you can join us tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 pregame, 3 o'clock first serve, as the Governors will go to Aberdeen to take on the Golden Eagles, and of course coverage of that one here on River 92.7. Caleb will be there too, live streaming with live ticket and drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. Of course, we are at halftime. This will end our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break. Bria Sargent ready to kick off again to start the second half. But stay tuned for our postgame coming up as well, our Family Dental postgame that'll feature big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics, and also your player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Sargent with a line drive kick, taking it about the 30. Dougie Thomas will bring it up to the 35. He'll be stood up. And we'll see what Brookings can do from that spot here as they begin a second half after trailing at the end of one half of play, 49-0.
As you and I talked, offset during halftime, we talked about, hey, you're probably going to see these varsity starters for one series here coming out of the half, and then it's probably going to be a rotate from there, getting some of these younger guys in. And, of course, the last thing you'd want is somebody taking an unnecessary injury at this time of the game.
Jones-Huntemer under center, spent a lot of that first half in the gun or the pistol, but now a handoff here as they'll go between left guard and left tackle at the far hash mark. And that is 26 Mathis, who seems to be maybe one of the more successful ball carriers for Brookings tonight. I need to set things back. It was the 25-yard line where that possession began. 4 yards here for Mathis. We'll make it 2nd down and 6. And resetting on that with where they were, got to give credit to Brianna Sargent, maybe one of her deepest kickoffs of the young season so far. 2 of the young ladies, of course, Ryan Berry having a good night tonight. Kicking PATs so far, 7 out of 7. Off of that Governor girls soccer team. And we've got a flag thrown by the back judge. This will be a delay of game First penalty against Brookings tonight. That'll mark them back 5 yards to their own 24.
And that's some of that youthfulness. You see your quarterback there trying to get your running back set and pulling it from one side to the other, and then they're both rechecking their wristbands, and it's just, you just don't have that kind of time back there to be able to make those adjustments and yet still get the play off.
2nd and 11 it becomes. Clock is running continually. Of course, that 35-point mercy rule in effect here in the second half. Govs with a 49-0 lead. Broken play in the backfield. Huntermer wanted to hand off. He had twins in the backfield with him. The one to his right took off to the right. The one left went left. Really nobody to hand off to, so he'll keep it himself. His first keeper of the game, but a loss on the play back to the 20. So 4 to the negative here. And it'll be 3rd down and about 15. Clock already approaching the 9-minute mark. Brookings is moving left to right here, west to east. Wind has died down a little bit, but the breeze would still be in their face. Huntermer hit as he's thrown, as he throws. And the pass falls incomplete, shy of Alex Wademan. Emmett Anderson, I heard his name getting called as maybe providing the pressure there, so Brookings will start with a 3 and out. Huntermer, who was just 3 of 10 through the air with 3 picks thrown in that first half. Incomplete on his first attempt of the second half. Trey Lewis and Ty and Buss are deep right at about the 50-yard line, and this snap goes over the head of the punter. Johnston will run it down, gets it out of there. The Governors didn't have a big rush. It bounces at the 40-yard line. Pierre will let it die at the Governor 48, so a really good job here by Drew Johnson, the punter for Brookings. Kept his wits about him, and he gets a really nice punt out of there. If he steps up, he's still in the end zone, but he kicks it out here to midfield, and that's, from where he punted it to where it ended up, a net of 47 yards. That's where the Governors will have it, at the Brookings 47.
And big heads-up play by him to be able to gather his wits and still get that kickoff. There was not much of a rush by the Governor defense. They were pretty much set up for a return, and because there wasn't much of a rush there, he was able to gather that and still make a nice punt out of the deal.
To clarify, 47 yards maybe from where he punted it, but a net gain, or a net punt of 27 yards as that play went from the 20-yard line. Caleb Lounsbury leads the way now in the second stringers, and Lincoln Schoenhard gets the first carry. Gain of about 2 from the 48 to the 46. Schoenhard's first carry of the season. It'll be 2nd down. Lounsbury back to pass. He's stripped of the football that pops out of his mitts. He may have gotten back on it, but there's 1 or 2 Bobcats in the mix here at the 41-yard line.
An opportunistic bounce put that thing right back in his breadbasket, and I think I saw him with it, but it may have got wrestled out of there.
Yeah, Brookings is celebrating. I think there were just more Brookings hands in there, so Caleb Lounsbury unfortunately will turn it over here. Second turnover by the Governors, and Brookings will have it at their own 41-yard line. Lounsbury went back to pass, and he stepped up into the pocket, but as he did, somebody just, I think, got a hand on the football. Popped it up into the air. So good job by the Bobcat defense. Looked like still a lot of starters for them out there.
I don't think they're ready to concede yet with hitting the transition to some of their backups, and maybe they're just not deep enough to go to backups. But, with the timeout here, maybe you'll start to see some of those transitions take place. It's really tough to do after a turnover because everybody's scrambling to get the other side of the ball back out on the field.
Heat timeout here with the third quarter down to the 6:13 mark. Clock running continually, but it'll stop with this Coca-Cola break in the action. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we're back with more Pierre Governor football. The Govs lead 49-0 in their home opener on River 97.
Renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Dimmick Cheese.
Back out at the Heat timeout, a first down play for Brookings, and as Huntemer pump faked a couple of times, came out to the near side, but the pass through the hands of his intended receiver. It'll be incomplete on what would have been a short gain to the sideline. Second down and 10. And again, clock runs continually. The Governors with a better than 35-point lead. In fact, 49-0. All of the scoring coming in the first half, and even on the first possession of the second half, Governors put their second string in there. Did lose it on a fumble. Here's Mathis setting up in the backfield. Takes the pitch and is up across the 40 to near the 45. Near side official marking it at 43, and from the far side, that's where they'll put it as well. Gain of 2 for Mathis. Most of the Governors starters on defense are still out there. One exception, Tyson Polston, a 160-pound junior, in at a defensive back.
And you're also seeing Grayson Schutzel out there, the middle linebacker. You've seen then Lucas Chamberlain move over to one of the outside linebackers. So they are starting to sprinkle a few different guys in. They're just not going a wholesale exchange on the deal.
Third down and 7. Huntemer back to pass. He's hit once, hit a second time. It's Anderson who will put him to the turf. Second sack of the quarterback by the Governor defense tonight. A TFL this time puts him back at the 34 and a loss of 9.
And Elijah Bucci doing a great job on that rush. Just a hair behind him on that back shoulder, got the quarterback to step up, and right when he stepped up, there was Emmett Anderson right in his face.
So another punt coming here from Drew Johnson. He's gotten 4 punts away. Trey Lewis has returned one of them for a touchdown. 67-yarder in that first half. Wainman has to sprint off the field as Brookings, on their first couple of possessions, has been in a little bit of disarray. Another good kick here for Johnson. It'll be Buss taking it at the 30-yard line of the Governors. Slips one tackle and another, 35 to the 40. Then he's dragged down by his shirt tail and still keeps his legs turning for another yard or 2. Good return for Ty and Buss. And that's an opportunity, Coach. I think that Trey and Tyan back there deep. I don't know if that's how they wanted to do it or what was going to happen anyway, but it's good to see Ty and Buss getting his hands on the ball and getting some opportunities in a Governor uniform now.
And it's really always nice to have 2 guys back there because you can for sure guarantee you're not going to get, hopefully hit by that first guy. As whichever guy catches it, the other guy's job is just to make sure that first guy doesn't get, a free crack at him. And, from there, it's just what can you do with the ball.
Caleb Lounsbury in quarterback hooks up with Lincoln Schoenhard. 1st and 10 at the 42. Schoenhard makes a couple of guys miss, gets out to the 50. And Caleb Lounsbury completes his first pass as a Governor quarterback. Coach, you said last week good things to look forward to with Lounsbury, the sophomore at QB.
Yeah, I really liked what he did in the scrimmage. I thought he showed a lot of glimpses of stuff. I mean, look at that ball come out right there.
Well-thrown pass.
It looks good.
He's got Schoenhard again into Brookings territory. Inside the 45, they'll put it at the 44, a gain of 6. 2 plays and a 14-yard advance.
And not just a good ball. It's a pretty clean pocket, but yet he still has to step up. And, your youthfulness, sometimes you don't like to step up in the pocket because you're afraid maybe to take a hit, but steps up in the pocket and delivers a great football.
Well, he stepped up in the pocket last drive and lost it on a fumble. Now he's throwing it again, this time in between 2 receivers. Kind of locked in on Schoenhard, but also in the area, 44 Carter Merrill, a 150-pound sophomore. But Brookings, with the defensive back, had the best chance to catch that one. As it turned out, it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the Bobcat 44. Under 2 minutes to go on the continually running clock, 3rd quarter. Empty backfield here. Lounsbury, who goes 155, gets the snap, jumps, throws, looking for a short one here, and that's knocked down by a linebacker. Well, I don't think that was Schoenhard that time. Might have been 82.
I think so.
Aiden Boehm, 140-pound sophomore. So back-to-back incompletions here. Lounsbury 2 out of 4 now. Then it'll be 3rd down and 10. 1:13. Clock does not stop for incomplete passes when it's 49-0. This one over the top and too high from Schoenhard. Late flag in the backfield, though, and Lounsbury may have gotten put to the turf. Nope, it's a hold against the Governors.
Not necessarily one of those penalties you're going to want to sit and have at this point in time of the game. You got your backups in there, and you just don't want to get marched backwards, and you definitely don't want to end up with a turnover because your starters did a good job to pitch that 0. You can't have your offense, coughing something up and being able to give up that 0. It's just not a great situation.
First penalty of the second half against the Govs. This one will be declined. And Brookings will let the Governors go to 4th down. They'll have it 4th and 10 from the Bobcat 44. So a couple of pass completions, Lounsbury to Schoenhard.
And you're going to probably see the varsity punting unit come on. It's typically you don't necessarily have 2s or a whole backup unit for JV established yet, and you still want to be able to pin them back deep.
And they've done this every time the Governors, both last week and this week. One time so far this week, both Kaiser and Zabel are back there. Kaiser punted twice last week. Zabel got the first punt here tonight. And, well, the Governors let the 3rd quarter clock run out before having to snap the football. So we're through 3 on opening night in the home schedule for the Governors. And it is all Pierre still on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. It's the Governors 49, Brookings nothing. We'll pause for 60 seconds. We go to the 4th when we return. Your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website dimmickdairy.com or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
What if we said a bank isn't a...
Wagner Auto Company, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer in Pierre, is your transportation headquarters in central South Dakota. With a great selection of new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, and a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. View their entire inventory at WagnerAuto.com. Experience the Wagner Auto difference for yourself by letting them help you with your next set of wheels. Wagner Auto Company in Pierre.
We go to the 4th quarter, and Cade Kaiser is the one who kicks it for the Governors, and a good boot for Kais as he sends it down inside the 15-yard line. Alex Wainman takes it at the 13, is hit immediately, pushed back to the 10, but Brookings will have it 1st and 10 inside their own red zone at the 13. Just starting the second half of play. Brian Oakland along with Sean Lewis. Outside, Caleb Brozick. I almost said Caleb Lounsbury on camera. Caleb Brozick on camera. Heather Williams in studio.
If he would be a running camera and quarterback at the same time, that would be a fairly impressive feat. He'd definitely want to be somebody that the Governor fans are going to want to know a lot sooner rather than later.
The guy can do a heck of a lot of things, and he was a pretty good wrestler, just so you know, Coach.
I'm not messing with him.
Here's Brookings, 1st and 10, near hash mark, moving right to left now as we're into the 4th quarter. They'll set up with Mason Mathis in the backfield. Happy feet appears, but he takes the pitch, looking for a hole against still a predominantly starting lineup for the Governor defense against, predominantly starting offensive unit for the Bobcats.
It's kind of one of those things coaching-wise. It's like you want to let them, succeed the game and just kind of give in and start rotating before you do because, you played a really clean game and you don't also want to put your seconds out there in just a total mismatch because that's not a good situation for either team.
But again, you think about it, Brookings playing all these sophomores. They've kind of got a JV lineup out there themselves. Here's a good run coming up across the right side, back up over the 15. Close to the 17-yard line. Try to see if we can figure out a number for this ball carrier. 34, that would be Phoenix Sather again. Give him 5 this time.
And you are seeing a few more, Governors rotate on defense. There's a few staples that are still out there. I mean, you're seeing some of the defensive line now being rotated in on, and you're going to see a few more Governors here shortly.
See 33, Coulter Babcock in at a linebacker spot. Tyson Polston still playing the corner on the near side. Rolling right is Jones Huntermer. Floats it out there, but he'll throw it out of bounds. Had to get rid of it, and another good push by the Governor defense. Spencer Schonsberg was covering one of the receivers who did have a pattern out that side, but nothing doing here, and another 3 and out for the Governors. Haven't mentioned some of the smaller school scores from around these here parts, but Stanley County shutting out Dupree so far 40-0 at the end of 3 quarters. David Burrell with a call on that one up in the great Northwest on KGFX AM.
And I got a chance to go watch that Stanley County team versus Sully Buttes that first week of the year, and their line is definitely impressive, and they've got some skill players to go with it. They're going to be a fun team to watch.
And what they did with that DeSmet team last week, very impressive. Lewis takes the punt at the 45, slips a tackle. Here he comes again, near side, 40, 30, 25, 20. They can't get him down. 15 to the 10. Finally down at the 8-yard line, Trey Lewis. He's got his wheels greased or something. He missed, or they slipped through literally about 5 or 6 tackles that all started about waist high, and he just keeps those legs churning and burning, and a big return of about 42, about 47 yards on that one. That's fun to watch, Coach.
There wasn't much of a shot at getting a return. I mean, he caught that in kind of some traffic and did some stuff with it. And I tell you what, I'm up here out of breath and I didn't run the ball.
So with 8 minutes left, Pierre has it. Again, the second stringers have it at the Brookings 8-yard line in the red zone. Looks like the Governors are taking their sweet time and putting the team out there, however. Brookings defense ready to go. Did they get a sideline warning? Not a warning if it's the second time, I suppose. 5-yard penalty. I was wondering if they were going to take a heat timeout. I guess that's not quite yet. The Governors will be penalized, and they'll mark it back to the 13-yard line.
I haven't been in the coaching realm yet, for the year, so I've been up here with you getting to have some fun, but I think that's definitely got to be a point of emphasis on the year from either NFHS or the South Dakota High School Activities Association, because it has been called very strictly, and, kind of as it should. It's one of those things that you can't let somebody get away with early, and they definitely haven't let get away with it all.
Lounsbury back to pass, and Brookings brought the rush, and he's hit as he throws. I believe his arm was going forward, but Brookings recovers a loose ball, and they're calling it a fumble. I thought the arm might have been coming forward, but I can see where they may have thought that the arm got blocked, essentially. I believe it was Blake Canigator, number 7, who came in from the left side, that D end. And we will have a heat timeout now in the change of possession, but the third turnover by the Governors, this one on a fumble, and Brookings will have it 1st and 10 at about the 20-yard line when we return after this 1-minute Coca-Cola timeout. Coca-Cola giving you an opportunity to go grab a Coke or a Mellow Yellow. That'd be my preference, and we're back in 60 seconds. Govs lead 49-0 in the 4th on River 92.7.
A place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
If you are shopping for equipment, Grossenberg Implement is where you need to look. With 9 locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming, Grossenberg has a huge selection of planters, windrowers, tractors, combines, mowers, even gators. Everyone at Grossenberg Implement hopes you have a great Labor Day, and if you need your Grossenberg fix, it'll have to be online. Grossenberg.com. Doors are closed. They're taking the day off too. Happy Labor Day from the staff at Grossenberg Implements.
Bobcats take over off of the fumble. Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Jones-Huntemer, still the quarterback for Brookings, but he stumbles coming away from center after taking the handoff and is down before getting rid of it. So this will be a loss on the play as he takes to the turf, back to the 16-yard line. Certainly not what Brookings wants to see happen. They would like to get some things done on a positive note. I believe they're taking a timeout. Nope, we've got a cramp and a Brookings player down. Had some early cramps in this game from players, but all in all, with the heat and the humidity, I think especially with all of the shuffling in and out of players, Governors at least have had the luxury of starting 11 both ways for much of the night. But in this case, I mean, what is it like to play in these hot, humid nights? I mean, 2 weeks ago, thankfully, 11AA didn't have to play, but a night that was about 105 degrees or something like that, it's got to be no fun.
No, it's interesting. I mean, we're first day of September now. We're still seeing, close to 100-degree weather, but in about 30 days, that'll all change.
Yeah, when we hit the postseason, you might have temperatures about 40, 50 degrees cooler. In the eye on 2nd down and 13 here for the Bobcats. Deep man will take it, and following the fullback block, I like the head of steam for Brookings as they hit the line of scrimmage here. 26, Mason Mathis. Once again, I think of all of the guys they've had running the ball, Mathis, first of all, has at least found the most running yardage and maybe the most room to run, but I do like the way he does run the football. He looks like he's a low center of gravity kind of guy.
Absolutely. They've got a couple different styles with the guys that they rotate in, and he seems to be the one kind of with the best vision on where that little crease may be, and there was no crease on that play.
Running play here again. Maybe to the line of scrimmage for Mathis, but the Governor defense coming to their right side and stopping him for a yard at the 24. It'll be 4th down again with 5 to go. That Governor defense, no matter who's out there, is once again doing the job and in process of pitching their second shutout in as many games to start the season. 49-0, 5:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. If this is number 12, Drew Johnson, ready to punt again. It is. Thought I saw another number initially, but the Governors will let it bounce. Tyson Polston almost got blocked right into the path of that football. Brookings will down it on the far side, just into Pierre territory. They'll call it the 44. And when the Governors take over, they might be able to run the clock out if they can maintain possession. They have turned it over here, the second string, a couple of times in the second half.
Yeah, I think at this point in time in the game, it's going to be hand it off, see what we can get, ball security, maybe try and run out this clock and just get this game done with and get Brookings back on the bus.
So 1st and 10 at the 44. Caleb Lounsbury, the sophomore quarterback. We'll see if other people are in there as well. I see a wide out. Carter Shufflebein in for the first time. Play action to Lincoln Schonard. They'll throw it out here to Boehm. And the wide receiver, Aiden Boehm. Boehm or Beam? B-E-H-M. I hate it when I think I might be mispronouncing somebody's name. It's actually a completion, but for a gain of 0.
I wish I was more help. I'm going to have to default and ask my kids over the weekend, so next week when we're calling his name, we could get it right.
Lounsbury wants to throw again. This time more over the middle. He had a man that might have been deflected. Looking at number 44, Carter Merrill, but 21 for Brookings, Owen Hoppy. Had a hand in the passing lane and might have just deflected that ball enough, if not, at least distracted the receiver. So a couple of incomplete passes here. And it'll be 3rd and 10, but still, that pass looked like a pretty good one there for Caleb Lounsbury. Got time to throw this time. He's going to tuck and run. 40, 45 to the near side. He'll be taken down out of bounds. That'll tack on 15 yards, but there's also a flag in the backfield. And speculation here that the Governor is going to be guilty of a hold, and we're probably going to have offsetting penalties. And for those who have seen enough football for the night in a 49-0 game, all the while the clock will still run continually. We're under 3 minutes to go. Good recognition there for Lounsbury. Tucking and running, even though he comes to the near side, still found some positive yardage. Thank you. Aiden Beam.
Beam. We're getting confirmation on exactly how to say his name. And I'm feeling really guilty because I'm coming up here trying to help you with my coaching expertise, formerly in the game. But here I'm calling for runs, and Steve Steele's throwing passes. Well, that's why I stayed on my side of the ball and coached defense all those years.
Block in the back by the Govs in the backfield. So I think what they do, they're going to, because of the end of the play, the personal foul, instead of offsetting, they're taking the difference of the two penalties. A 10-yard mark-off for the Governors with a block in the back. I guess efficiently you do get penalized that. But then a 15-yard personal foul on the end of the run with a late hit out of bounds. So it's a gain on the play of 5 yards. And it's 4th down from the 49-yard line. 4th down according to the down marker. Pass from Lounsbury out to the far side. Lincoln Schonard has it in Brookings territory. Good enough for a 1st down at the 49-yard line.
It is nice that Steve Steele is throwing the ball and just letting all these Governor fans see, what Lounsbury has and, what these receivers can do. If that's the strength of this upcoming team, then let's showcase it and let people know what's coming for years.
I said 49, it's the 44, maybe even the 43, so a pickup of 9 on that pass play. And a running play this time, a keeper for Lounsbury. A 4-yard pickup inside the 40 to the 39. Yeah, Lounsbury looks like a kid. I like the way he's throwing the ball, but looks like somebody who could be a good running quarterback as well. Empty backfield, going to do it again. Straight up the gut, following his blockers. Patient run here, too. 40 to the 35, down at the 33, and another Governor chain mover. 6 yards. Even at 49-0 in the last 2 minutes of a game, Ryan Munson can still get the Governor crowd to holler 1st down in unison on a Caleb Lounsbury 7-yard run. Only got time for a couple more plays. I think the second string would like to get one in the end zone here. A nice pass out to Schonard, near side. He keeps his feet in bounds, walks out at the 26, a pickup of 6 yards. Schonard now in second half duty has caught 4 passes.
And that 5 to 7 yard out is not an easy throw from the top of the crown in the center of the field, and he made that look pretty easy.
Lounsbury, some room up the middle here, 25 to the 20, down to the 15, but this will be probably the last play of the game, unless the Governor coaches really want to keep him hurrying up just to try to get him in the mode of looking to score. 13 for Lounsbury, one more play. Lounsbury again got wrapped up though, makes it to the 10, but a good defensive play here by, I believe, Gavin Anderson. So 3 yards this time, 11 seconds left, and they won't run one more. A good night for the Governors. The defense does its job. The special teams does a heck of a job. And, of course, the offense with Cade Kaiser, Jet Zabel, Brock Mosier, all with big nights tonight. The Governors will defeat the Brookings Bobcats on their Gales Gas Service scoreboard 49-0. Governors will improve to 2-0 on the season. Brookings shut out for the second time in as many games. We've got plenty to talk about, not only with this game, but other games in 11AA when we will look at them in our postgame coming up. Postgame will be brought to you by Family Dental. They have offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. We'll take a 3-minute break. Again, your final 49-0 scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. It's not cold yet, but when it does get cold, Gales Gas Service will have their budget plan and keep full service to help you stay warm all season long, when and as needed. Gales Gas Service in Pierre. The Governors, victors tonight on their home field in their home opener. We're back to talk about it after this 3-minute timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football and your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, Pierre. Arrive alive. Don't text and drive.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field as the Governors defeat the Brookings Bobcats tonight 49-0. Speaking of Phil Troutner, by the way, as Brian Oakland welcoming you back here, Phil Troutner, the all-time winningest head coach in Pierre Governors football history with 72 wins, and even now Coach Steve Steele in his 8th season has just picked up win number 69, so he's only 3 away from matching the legend of Phil Troutner. I mean, we have a stadium named after the guy. He was a 50-year athletic director, one of the greatest figures in Pierre Governor sports history. But Steve Steele, in short time, has become, in my opinion, one of the greatest figures in Governor sports history as well. Coach, this is Coach Sean Lewis, another example, I think, of the Governors just really showing, I think, I mean, how do you put this? Everything went right for the Governors, and there's reasons for that. Film study. We see the Governor defense jumping routes on, granted, a young squad who's not going to have a very versatile playbook right now in the Brookings Bobcats. Governor defenders seem to know what they're doing. Special teams. Made a mistake last week. Had a better effort in fixing that. Kind of same thing tonight. One mistake on a long punt return by Trey Lewis. But the next time he got an opportunity, they basically ran the same pattern in return. And Trey springs it for a big one. Trey did his own third long punt return tonight too. So the defense, the special teams, of course you got the offense knowing what they're doing and executing almost to perfection tonight.
Yeah, you're really seeing kind of all facets of the game start to come together early in the season for these guys. And, you know, as far ahead as they are, I mean, that's a lot of summer preparation. That's, like I said, not just the film work, but, I mean, that's the time in the weight room. That's the time in 7-on-7. And, you know, I think we all miss Matthew Coverdale and wish he was in there, but it didn't really look like that offensive line missed him a ton. I mean, granted we want him back there, and that's nothing against him, but, I mean, they didn't miss a beat. They did pretty well. And what, against, I thought, was a very good Brookings Bobcat, both offensive and defensive line. I mean, that's their strength with their juniors and seniors, and their skill guys are those sophomores.
So many sophomores that you saw in that Brookings lineup. But let me ask you this. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of camp. As you well know, it's really kind of a famous story around the state now, and how Coach Steele and the guys will take all the ball players to Oahe Downstream for the opening of camp, and it's more of a team building exercise rather than starting anything in X's and O's and execution on the field. At this point in the season, with a fairly new group of guys all playing together, where does that team bonding and team building come into play at this point of the season? And to me, I guess to you as well, how far ahead does that put a peer team against other teams in the class?
You know, you would think a lot of coaches around the state, they don't want to sacrifice those 3 days. They want to get in, they want to run X's and O's, and they want to run install. But, you know, Coach Steele maintains that it's a huge part of his philosophy to, no, we're gonna skip some of that stuff. We're going to make the game simple for guys with wristbands and, you know, other things. And we're just going to get to the meat of what a real team should be and, you know, kind of get that camaraderie. 3 days without your cell phone. I mean, how many adults right now could go through 3 days without their cell phone? And yet these kids do it, and they get to know each other, and they get to hang out for 3 solid days. I mean, there's probably not many football teams around the state outside of your smaller schools that can actually say that, hey, we hung out for 3 days with no distractions, no girls, no parents, no anything except for just camaraderie with each other. So it's a fun thing to see.
Well, you've been there, and this guy's been there. Coach Steve Steele is up to join us, so we'll let Coach Lewis hand off the headset here, and we'll get to talking about a 49-0 win for the Governors over the Brookings Bobcats. Coach Steele, I might ask you the same question too. Thanks a lot, Coach Lewis, for joining us tonight. I was just asking Coach about how team building and the camp that you have at Oahe Downstream, you're looking at because of what I believe we saw tonight, another great effort. But a team that obviously, A, you've got the experience over a much younger Brookings squad, but B, you've got some obvious advantages in preparation, in film study, in things like that, given the way this game went, jumping routes, punt returns, touchdowns, things like that, and just a well-run offense. But where does the team building of that first weekend of camp come into play versus or in comparison to other 11 AA teams at this early point of the season?
Yeah, I think it all revolves around trust. I think that's a difficult thing to instill in kids, especially early in the season. We're all learning. We're learning about the kids. They're learning about us. And I think that just allows you to learn on a much deeper level. I think that the trust that we build out there is so much more deeper than just going to practice for a couple hours a day, or, even if you do 2 days and you go for 4 hours a day or whatever. But I really, truly think that deep trust and that deep connection amongst the team shows in these moments. We go out and we get stymied right away. They kind of jumped us, ran a different defense than we expected, and it took us a drive to figure that out offensively. And defense, it wasn't panic. It wasn't everyone's upset. They just went out and took care of business. And even they got a couple first downs that first drive, and they kind of had a little bit of momentum. And to just find it out and trust that preparation and trust your teammates that they're going to be where they need to be, and they're going to read what they're supposed to read and be in the spot, and they were. And Eastland has a great interception to get the momentum back our way.
Absolutely, and turned into a big play. You come right over the top and 26 yards, and suddenly that's all it takes, it seems. Just one good defensive play turning into one good offensive play. And again, the offense is in just like that in full gear.
Yeah, and you got to credit that they had a really good plan right out of the gate. I said it's something that we weren't expecting, and that's one of the beauties of modern day. We're able to go to the sideline, and when we don't have a lot of two-way players, we can kind of have that full conference with those guys of what happened. And where they aligned and what they did differently than what we expected, and we were able to iron it out and kind of throw together a new plan and install it right away and get off to it the second drive.
We were confused up here with all the different people they had to throw in because they're playing a lot of guys both ways, but and maybe there was some confusion on the field on that, but in the end it didn't matter who's running the ball. It seemed like the defense knew what was coming almost every time.
Yeah, and that's they are a team that they do what they do, and they do it very well. And I think obviously, a younger team in the beginning of the season, it's harder to get that timing down, and especially an offense like that with all the motions and everything else, it's so much revolves around timing. And that's a team that I'm sure, they're going to get better at that as they just get more and more reps. And, but at the same point in time, our guys did a great job preparing and understanding where the motions were going and where the ball was going to go afterwards.
Coach Clark told us in pregame about how what they want to do is grow as a team, but obviously I think everybody still wants to be where the Pierre Governors are, and this is just another example of, I guess we've said it before, we'll say it one more time, just how everybody just seems to be on the same page. So, again, with you talk about the offense and what Kaiser does in recognition with what he sees running and passing. Just another good connection with Jet Zabel tonight that just shows how difficult it's going to be for teams to stop this team.
Yeah, and I think, that just goes to that camaraderie and that connection that they've developed, over the last few months, even extending into summer and stuff. And, they've known that they were going to be in those two positions, and they were going to have two critical roles. And, there's no one that Cade trusts more than Jet Zabel out there to throw the ball to. So it's a very easy thing for him to check to when he doesn't know what else to do, I guess, But at the same point in time, he did a couple of just fantastic reads today. And just played a really good game. We're excited with where he's at this moment.
Still was an opportunity to get other people with their hands on the ball, Ty and Bus, and and then more of the running game. And I think you saw, Coach Lewis used the word explosive to describe Brock Mosier last week, and he had a couple of runs that was a perfect adjective to use for him.
Yeah, that's been the really fun part is just how many options and how flexible we are offensively, both running and throwing. Jet had a great game again. Tyan got in the action. George is in on the action, and Cooper's in on the action. So we've got a lot of receiving options. But running the ball, we can run Brock, we can run Cade, we can run Trey, we could get Chance Starter back there and just go Mike Allstott on him. We've just got so many options right now that it's fun to be able to plan and have all those things at our disposal, and then really just kind of see what's going to give us the best opportunity on a given night.
All phases tonight, too. The punt return game was, not that you needed real good changes in field position, but, again, I think for the second week in a row, you see what a weapon that is going to be throughout the year, too.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of, we were pretty disappointed as a unit in special teams last week. All across the board, I didn't think we were very sharp. And that was something that I felt very bad for that we didn't give them the time to prepare. And, we promised them that this week that was going to be different. We were going to make sure we really focused on all the special teams, and that was a lot of different momentum swings. We had a great punt return for a touchdown. We had a great couple good kickoff returns. Ryan was perfect on PATs. Yep. The snaps were good. I don't know that they caught a kickoff clean for the first 7. Bria was putting the ball in perfect spots. And that was exactly what we were going for. We were hoping that, that extra emphasis this week and just, being a week better, and it's not anyone's first time anymore, paid off, and it showed. That was a very good effort.
Brie kicking off, too, is another instance of where it's just, you're not expecting her to kick them deep like you've had kickers in the past capable of doing. Kick deep, everybody just run down, stay in your lanes. Instead, you're putting it to a spot, and you're setting up specific plays in kick coverage here.
Yeah, and that's the really fun part about having such talented soccer players. We're very thankful that the soccer team's sharing them with us, and that's such an advantage when you can say, hey, I want you to put it right here. And that's a really tough thing to do and say, hey, I want it on this spot. But they're all right about there today. She was almost as spot on as you could be, and especially the ones that are. It's easier, I think, probably to drive. I'm guessing here, and so maybe I'm wrong. But as a soccer player, you're probably driving the ball more. The little pooches and chips and all those things they're so impressive that they can do that. And as I said, that was an amazing job by her tonight doing that.
Yeah, you're a lineman, so I know that you would kick straight on if that was you. Right?
Yeah, it was just wind up and punch her as far as you can.
You're like those old toys. You knock a kicker on the head, and they'll just kick them straight up. Anyway, look ahead now to the Mitchell Colonels, another team for next week that looks like they're really having their struggles tonight in Sturgis. They were down 24-0 at half. What do we know about the Colonels? And is that a similar team to Brookings in youth or inexperience? What do you expect in that one?
Yeah, I think they're very similar in that regard, and they've got a little bit of a coaching transition too. So, a little bit different. We haven't really watched too terrible much, but probably a little different offense and defensive scheme. And probably some new faces and new places. And, it's just, I said, the beginning of the years are tough for everybody. I think that's where the experience really matters is in the beginning, just to not be shocked by the speed of the game and the moments. But then, you add in the fact that it may be a new offense or any of that other stuff, and it just gets harder and harder. So, I'm sure they'll continue to be a week better, just like everybody else every week. And those young guys will be young for so long, but, at some point they're going to grow up too.
And at some point, they're not rookies anymore, so to speak, either. But how about the second string tonight? Caleb Lounsbury, Lincoln Schonard showing what he can do catching passes. I thought they did a pretty good job. And I think given another minute, you probably would have found them getting into the end zone tonight too. Yeah, they did a great job. Especially, they had the starters. They were going against some starters, and, they kind of packed the box and, kind of think that you're going to the backups are in. We're just going to run the ball up the middle every play. And, we let Caleb spin it a little bit, and he did a great job. He went in there. He was confident in his throws, good decision-making. And then when we did have him run to kind of mix it up, he ran hard. So, it was a really good job from that unit, and, excited to see where they're going to keep going here. Seems like a kid with good pocket presence. He did step up and lost the football that one time, but good presence in the pocket, so good protection and good things in the future. Yeah, and, all of those, every rep that you can steal at that point is just so important because, hey, if you make that mistake now, it's a 49-0 game, we'll live. If we can make those now and then learn from them so that, when it is his turn, and it's not a 49-0 game, then, he knows what to do and what to expect and hopefully makes the play. All right, Coach, job well done tonight. I've got you giving up less than 100 yards tonight, so I'm sure you'll take it. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll see you next week in Mitchell, Coach. Governors defeat Brookings tonight 49-0, and we've got plenty more to talk about. Let's take a 2-minute break in our post game, and we're back with the stats and the full recap as well. We still have big plays and your player of the game on the way in our Family Dental post game of another Governor win on River 92.7.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility, considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Back in the booth at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field, the Governors blank the Brookings Bobcats tonight 49-0. They're 2-0 on the season. Brookings 0-2. Governors, as we mentioned, go to Mitchell next week to take on the Colonels. We'll check and see what the Colonels and Scooper score was, as well as the rest of 11AA and Central South Dakota scores in a little bit as well. Run down the recap in this one after a 3-and-out by the Governors and having to punt it away. Brookings was moving, a couple of first downs, but a Spencer Eastland interception set up the Governors at the 26-yard line of Brookings. A Cade Kaiser to Jet Zabel 26-yard touchdown. Over the top, got him going, and then after a fumble on the a muffed receive of a Bree Sargent, kickoff on the ensuing 4 plays later. Brock Mosier with a 1-yard touchdown. After a 3-and-out, Mosier culminated the the third touchdown drive for the Governors with a 20-yarder. Spencer Eastland got another interception on the next Brookings possession, which was their best possession of the night. Their deepest penetration all the way to the 29-yard line of the Governors, but Eastland stepped in front of another pass, his second takeaway of that first half, and the Governors were set up at their own 26. Longest drive of the night for the Govs goes 74 yards in 9 plays, and Kaiser to Jet Zabel from 6 yards out made it 28-0, and then the 3-and-out by the Bobcats and the ensuing possession gives Trey Lewis a chance to do what he does. 67 yards with a punt return late in the first half that made it 35-0, and then the Bobcats fumbled the kickoff return. Kaiser, after throwing a first down pass to Brock Mosier, then was picked off himself with an errant throw, his first giveaway of the season. But the Governor defense comes back, and Carson Stoser jumps a route on the first play of the next Bobcat series, and he takes it 30 yards to the house. An interception return on a pick 6, so a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown for the Governors, helping them to a 42-0 lead. But they weren't done yet. A 3-and-out for Brookings, and the Governors take over off of the punt with 54 seconds left. A great 1-minute drive going 5 plays and 62 yards in just about 49 seconds. Kaiser to Zabel for the third time out with from 10 yards out, but also a lot of help from Brock Mosier in the end zone on a great block. Ryan Berry, 7 for 7 on PATs. One of them did hit the upright and then bounced through, but it was 49-0 at the half. The second half had Brookings with nothing but 3-and-outs on 4 possessions. The Governor defense, even though the starters played most of the defense still in the second half, they got some new people in there, did the Governors from time to time, but it was all second string offensively. The first possession did result in a fumble on that play that Caleb Lounsbury stepped up into the pocket. Somebody got a hand on the ball. It flipped up. He got it back, it appeared, but one of 2 Bobcats ended up taking it away. But again, another 3-and-out. The Governors did get 4 first downs by the second string in that second half. 3 of those came on the last possession. They started with 5 minutes in that continually running clock. They did pick up 3 first downs. Caleb Lounsbury, Lincoln Schoenhardt, a pretty good quarterback and receiver connection in the second half. Lounsbury did run well at times as well. The sophomores doing the job in that second half, and they got to the 10-yard line, but didn't need to run any more plays as the game comes to an end. 49-0 final for the Governors. Statistically, I've got the Governors at 171 yards of offense, 149 with the varsities in the first half. Overall, Brock Mosier, a great night tonight, 8 carries, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cade Kaiser, 6 carries for 47 yards. Trey Lewis, 21 yards on 2 carries. Then Caleb Lounsbury picks up 27 yards from the quarterback position in the second half, that on 4 carries. Lincoln Schoenhardt with 1 carry for 2 yards, but Schoenhardt catches 4 passes for 29 yards, and Aiden Beam had 1 catch actually for no gain. So Lounsbury through the air in the second half ruled, so a loss of 7 on that play. The Governors with 22 net passing yards in the second half, 159 in the game as Cade Kaiser goes 9 of 12 for 137. 3 Jet Zabel connections for scores, 1 interception for Kaiser. Zabel catches 4 passes tonight, 3 touchdowns, 50 total yards. 4 passes will leave him 30 short of the all-time career record for receptions. Jack Merkwan with that record set just last year. Ty Bus catches his first pass as a Governor, 28 yards to set up the last touchdown of the first half. George Stolley and Cooper Terwilliger with 20-yard completions and catches. Brock Mosier catches 2 for 19 yards as well. Overall, 13 first downs picked up by the Govs. They do have 3 turnovers, 2 of them by the second string in that second half, and they were penalized 6 times for total losses of 60 yards in this one. Total yardage, 330 with 171 on the ground, 159 net passing for the Govs in this one. As for Brookings, yardage hard to come by, although they did move the ball at times in that first half. Just 38 total yards on a total of, 16, 18, 20, probably 25 rushing attempts. The Governor defense defends the run very well here tonight. 38 total yards rushing unofficially for Brookings. Through the air, Jones Huntemer, 12 attempts and just 3 completions, also 3 interceptions thrown. He was sacked twice for losses of 19 yards. I've got them at 35 net passing yards with 38 rushing yards and 73 total yards in this one. Receiving, Bergen Tetzlaff looks like a good young sophomore receiver. 2 grabs for 39 yards. One of them for 23 was just a brilliant reception, reaching out and hauling one in on his fingertips. Gavin Anderson had a 15-yard completion as well. Just 4 first downs picked up all night by the Bobcats, all of those coming in the first half. 2 fumbles that occurred on kickoff returns, and then the 3 interceptions thrown. 5 turnovers for Brookings, part of their doing in tonight in a 49-0 loss. The win goes to the Governors. So that's all of that with a recap and the stats. We've still got big plays of the game to talk about and your player of the game coming up as well. Let's take a 2-minute break, and the big plays of the game sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics are next, and with more to come in your Governor postgame.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Buying or selling a home is an exciting time. Make the smart move of choosing the team at Kathy Sunshine Properties. Hi, this is Jackie Prouty from Kathy Sunshine Properties. Our office has been successfully serving the buyers and sellers of the Pierre-Fort Pierre area for over 48 years. We pride ourselves on repeat business, and it is our goal to provide you with superior service. Contact me, Jackie Prouty, at Kathy Sunshine Properties, 224-5588. We look forward to helping you with all your real estate needs.
Taking care of your vehicle since 1980, TMA and Pierre has been serving Central South Dakota for over 42 years. Owners Bruce and Brenda Lounsbury, owners of the Ultimate Tire Store, have been taking care of customers at TMA for over 30 years. TMA, your hometown-owned business, offers quality service and products. Tires, mufflers, alignments, oil changes, brakes. Call 605-224-6167. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. TMA, next to the Northridge Plaza in Pierre.
Family Dental postgame continues. It's time to talk about big plays in this game. Plenty of big plays, and we talk about special teams and defense contributing to the scoring in this one tonight. A 67-yard punt return by Trey Lewis. You got a 30-yard pick six returned by Carson Stoser, his second pick in as many weeks. But, and the offense certainly played well tonight as expected. But everything was kind of jump-started tonight. The biggest play in the game to me, and Coach Steele and I talked about it during a break as well. The Governors start with a 3-and-out, had to punt it away. Brookings picks up 2 first downs, and you're kind of wondering, nobody really expected that necessarily. Brookings certainly still had a long way to go, but all of the momentum shifted in this game, even as early as it was, still halfway through the first quarter. But with that Spencer Eastland interception, taken at the Brookings 40-yard line, he returns it to the 26, and then Cade Kaiser goes over the top. The Governors like to do that. If they turn you over, they want to go for the downs, and Kaiser to Zabel, 26 yards. Got him on the board, 7-0, and then everything kind of clicked from there. A muffed kickoff. The Governors get another possession in the Brookings side of the field. They get a 5-play scoring drive. Suddenly, from 6:15 to 4:41 in the first quarter, it became 14-0, and Brookings just never really had much after that. They did have one other good drive that ended with another Spencer Eastland interception. So the 2 best drives of the night, Spencer Eastland kind of closed the door and turned both of those takeaways in to Governor touchdowns, both of them actually with Kaiser to Zabel touchdown passes. So Spencer Eastland's interceptions tonight, the biggest plays of the game. Those are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. We'll hear from Hermanson's, and we're back after a 1-minute break. We'll hear from Cowboy Country Stores as well. Your Cowboy Country Stores player of the game is next as we continue our Governor postgame.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Hunting the fields, fishing the waters, taking kids to activities, Cowboy Country Stores are ready for you. Feed the family while on the go with delicious food. Breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas. Federal Bird Stands. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champs Chicken on Euclid and Harrison in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
That's Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre sponsoring our player of the game in this one. Certainly a lot of candidates for the Governors. Trey Lewis defensively and especially on special teams showed what he can do. Brock Mosier with 87 yards tonight and a couple of touchdowns. Really big runs of 34 and 20 yards, including that 20-yard touchdown. But even in addition to that, Brock with a great block in the end zone that sprung Zabel for another touchdown. Zabel would have had maybe one man to run over if Mosier isn't doing the job in the blocking game, and maybe Zabel wins that battle anyway. But Brock Mosier still doing all the little things in addition to 87 hard yards and a couple of touchdowns tonight. Played a great game tonight. Carson Stoser with another pick six, and just a number of guys. Emmett Anderson is in the backfield tonight. Austin Longdew played pretty well on the nose tonight defensively, and again, as the Governor defense, you can single out just about anybody for pitching another shutout. Everybody played well tonight for the Governors, but we're going with a guy that turned in the biggest plays of the night, Spencer Eastland, one of the top defensive backs. It is what it's going to be, what he's going to be this season. And, he's the guy wearing number 3 now, so it's nothing new to give a guy wearing number 3 for the Pierre Governors a Player of the Game award, but Spencer Eastland is that guy tonight. We'll get him a T-shirt noting his accomplishments and leading the defense to another shutout of an 11 AA opponent in as many weeks tonight, 49-0. Governors win. Spencer Eastland leads the way, your Cowboy Country Stores Player of the Game. So, with that, we'll wrap things up by looking ahead. Brookings goes home for the first time this season. Next weekend, they'll take on the Huron Tigers. Huron with a loss to Watertown tonight. Brookings with a loss to Watertown last week. So it comes full circle when Brookings and Watertown tangle at the Dyke House next Friday night. Then they go out to Spearfish 2 weeks from tonight. Govs take to the road again next week. They go to Mitchell and then at Yankton 2 weeks from tonight before homecoming 3 weeks from tonight when they entertain the Watertown Arrows. That's what's up in the Governor ranks, and maybe if the Govs win all 3 of those games, Steve Steele will match Coach Phil Troutner for the all-time number of wins in Governor head coaching lore. That would put him at 62. But it's Govs at Mitchell from Joe Quintal Field next week in Mitchell. Next week, Pierre against the Colonels. 6:25 pregame, 7 o'clock. Hope you can join Sean Lewis and me for another installment of Governor football here on River 92.7. Before that happens, we've got a couple of volleyball broadcasts. The first of those will come tomorrow. We'll hit the road to Aberdeen, Golden Eagle Arena, where Aberdeen Central will host the Governor girls. Aberdeen lost at Huron in 5 sets last night, their first loss of the season. They're 3-1. Governors are 3-0. Should be a good one tomorrow afternoon. We're on the air at 2:30 for pregame, 3 o'clock with the first serve for Governor volleyball. And then they'll go to Mitchell to the high school gym on Tuesday night. Hopefully it's not so hot because they don't have air conditioning, but that'll be a 6:30 pregame as well. Other Governor sports, cross-country runs at Aberdeen at Lee Park on Thursday. Soccer is at Spearfish tomorrow for 11 and 1 o'clock Mountain Time starts, and then they'll host Harrisburg at the PILC soccer fields. David Burrell will give us a call on that one here on River 92.7. Both of those games at 4 and 6 o'clock on Thursday with the Governors hosting Harrisburg. Harrisburg girls are defending state champions. Governors have a date at Brandon Valley next Saturday, soccer-wise as well. Competitive cheer and dance, it's the Pierre Invitational. They'll host that at Riggs High Gym tomorrow at 11 o'clock. If you're looking for to support the competitive cheer and dance squads, head into Riggs High at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Boys golf goes to Yankton next Friday for their next action, and then the tennis teams will have a triangular hosting at the Griffin Park tennis courts, host Aberdeen Roncalli and Rapid City Central coming up on Tuesday. We've got Vikings football starting next week. They host the Buccaneers on KPLO and KMLO stations of DRG Media Group when Vikings football starts in the regular season. Let's wrap up with scores tonight as the Govs beat Brookings 49-0. Watertown defeats Huron in Huron tonight, 32-13. Arrows are 2-0. Sturgis is 2-0. They handle Mitchell. No trouble tonight, 38-6, as the Governors get Mitchell next week. Good game in Yankton. They're still at last report in the third quarter, and Yankton clinging to a 35-27 lead over the Spearfish Spartans. T area gets their second win. Have a little bit easier time this week. Maybe they corrected a few things. They did beat Aberdeen Central 28-7 this evening. Couple of AAA games. O'Gorman with a 77-20 win over Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight. Jefferson and Washington at Howard Wood are tied at 17. The rest of the AAA schedule is tomorrow. A couple of Class A 11A games. Chamberlain hosted Dakota Valley tonight, 49-13. The Panthers win that one. In 11B, Miller Highmore Herald was in action, so was Winter. They beat Webster 46-14. Another good game, though. Caleb Brozick has his eyes on this one. Sioux Valley beats Elk Point Jefferson 20-11. That's number 2 against number 3. Miller Highmore Herald leading Scotland Minnow in Miller tonight, 24-20. That's late in the fourth quarter. Stanley County is 3-0. The Buffaloes win at Dupree 40-0 tonight. White River leading Jones County 40-8. That game in Murdo, that's still going on 94.5 KPLO. As well. Sully Buttes had a win 62-32 this afternoon at Sunshine Bible Academy. Potter County falls for the first time this year 52-8 to Faulkton area, and among other scores that we had here tonight featuring Central South Dakota teams. So that'll do it. Here's one. Lyman and Kadoka area going to overtime. They're tied at 20-20, so a good game there in the Western Great Plains. Phillip is leading Bennett County. No trouble there, 42-0. That's enough. Let's move on, and we again hope you can join us tomorrow for Governor Volleyball from Aberdeen. We're on the air at 2:30 and a 3 o'clock first serve. Before we let you go, one final reminder on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. They celebrate being a part of a team, and this Labor Day holiday weekend, they remind us all that buckling up is the best way to save your life in a crash as well as others. So do it for yourself, for your family, for your friends. You've got someplace to be this weekend, and especially when traveling to high school sporting events too. For Caleb Brozick running camera, reminder you can rewatch this one at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page at your leisure. Once we sign off for our do everything. Technical director in studio, Heather Williams. I'm Brian Oakland, and for Sean Lewis, who is with us at side, thanks again, Coach, for helping us out. Brian Oakland, DRG Media Group Sports, thanks for joining us. Your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard: Governors 49 and the Brookings Bobcats 0. We'll see you tomorrow from Aberdeen. For Governor Volleyball, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, DRGnews.com. Good evening, everybody.